Hi guys! So meron na naman tayong bagong guest dito sa podcast ko and welcome na natin siya, si Doc Alvin! Hi Doc!
Hello!
Thank you so
Hello,
much
Rose.
for trusting me
Yeah, of
with
course.
this one.
Anytime, basta ikaw.
Yeah, so hindi na natin papatagalin. So we wanted to know kung how's your childhood like and then saan nag-umpisa lahat bago ka maging doktor dito sa Canada?
Yes. Diyos
Yeah.
ko, ang haba ng kwento na yan.
Nagkwentuhan na kami guys kanina pa.
Yeah, I was born in Iriga City, Camarines Sur. So, Bicolano ako.
Okay.
Although my mom was from Pangasinan,
So may Ilocana ba?
hindi ako marunong, hindi kami tinuruan. Eh.
Okay. Saan sa Pangasinan, Doc?
Sa Orbistondo,
Okay,
yung mother
malapit
ko.
lang kami dun.
Oo.
Yeah.
Pero sa ano siya, lumaki sa Pampanga.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Tapos nag-meet sila ng father ko sa UST, ng medicine.
Yeah.
Oo, Bicolano yung tatay ko. So doon kami lumaki sa Iriga City.
Doon na kayo lahat sa Bicol.
Oo. Parehas lang doctors yung parents ko, both my mom and dad.
Yeah.
My dad was supposed to go to the US kasi during that time madali pa eh. Especially if you're coming from the Philippines kasi yung medical school training natin is patterned after the US.
Yeah.
So they actually have an innate trust doon sa medical training sa Philippines, yung time ng father ko.
Yung mga nasa
wala pang
1970s.
ano pa yun eh, 70s. Diba?
Okay, yeah.
Oo. Kasi he was supposed to go to the US to train as a surgeon, but he gave up his dream kasi yung parents niya nag-start na magkasakit.
Oh,
So
okay.
kailangan niyang alagaan at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, so all their lives they spent serving the small community in Iriga City.
Oh.
And then most of their patients were poor.
Yeah.
Wala talagang pambayad, you know.
So talagang talaga lahat, bigay talaga lahat,
Yes,
libre
bigay.
talaga
Oo,
lahat.
oo.
So yeah,
O yung iba utang pero hindi naman nababayaran. O kaya yung ibang pasyente ng mother ko, ang binabayad sa kanya yung mga manok, mga gano'n.
Oh.
Kaya every time naalala ko nung bata ako pag sinasalubong ko yung mother ko sa door, meron siya kuminsan dal-dalang mga manok, yung mga kabilaan.
Or mga prutas pa
o kaya mga
minsan.
prutas, oo. Yeah.
Grabe, no?
Yeah, pero okay lang, di ba? Kasi my mom was really generous. Yung parents ko talaga, very generous. It's more for the community.
Yeah. So sobrang lucky mo growing up, Doc, kasi syempre, parents mo, they're both doctors, right?
Yeah, they're both doctors. So, syempre, ang expectation is magiging doktor doon yung mga anak. Actually, yung mother ko gusto niya, lahat kami,
Yeah.
5 kami, you know, from the eldest to the youngest,
Lahat ba kayo naging doktor?
Hindi, 2 lang.
Okay. Pero yung iba, anong tinahak nila na ano?
So, yung eldest namin, yung eldest sister ko, si Ate Susan, I'm closest to her. Ako yung bunso eh.
Yeah.
Di ba? Ano siya, professor sa Dubai. Di ba?
Nice, yeah.
Artist siya, nagpipaint siya. Actually, nag-exhibit na uli siya sa Dubai uli eh, ng mga paintings niya. Tapos yung second eldest namin, babae din, ano siya, high-level statistician.
Yeah.
You know, so pag titingnan mo yung mga kino-calculate niya, parang alien language na hindi mo maintindihan talaga. Oo. Matalino siya, matalino.
Grabe.
Tapos yung eldest brother ko, yung third, is a general. Pero retired na siya.
Okay.
Pero he's working for PAGCOR na.
Grabe ha.
For PAGCOR. Incorruptible yun. Hindi mo masusuhulan yun.
Okay, that's nice.
Pag i-try mo suhulan niya, tututukan ka ng baril. Yeah. Oo. Tapos yung brother ko, naging doktor.
Okay.
Sa Dubai siya naka-based. Oo. Tapos ako, dito.
Grabe, ang successful yung lahat. Parang may nasa higher ranks lahat when it comes to, you know, like profession and stuff like that. Ang galing.
Yes. Kasi hindi kami very basic yung upbringing sa amin. Wala kaming mga luxuries na tinatawag, di ba?
Wait, paano?
We have a comfortable life, pero it's all about education.
Okay.
I remember I didn't have any toys growing up.
Okay.
Oo.
Saan ka busy, Doc?
Huh?
Growing up, saan ka naging busy?
Basa ako ng basa.
Oh.
Kasi yung father ko, ang daming libro sa library, sa basement, di ba?
Yeah.
Sa basement ng bahay, may library yung father ko. Ang daming libro. Wala akong laruan, di ba? And I'm not an extroverted kid.
Oh, okay.
So I was actually living in my head all the time as a kid, daydreaming, you know. Nagdo-drawing, drawing sa basement. O kaya nagbabasa.
Grabe. Wala, yung TV, hindi ba kayo na ano dati? Like for TV?
Iriga City during that time, ilang channels ng TV? 2 lang ata. Tapos paulit-ulit yung Sesame Street. So, tapos brownout pa ng brownout nung time na yun.
Yeah.
Pero if you look back, yung mga brownout na yun brought us closer together eh.
Totoo na mas maganda pa.
Oo, kasi we were forced to talk with each other doon sa living room, di ba? Lahat kaming pamilya. And,
Yeah.
compared na halimbawa meron kayong mga gadgets on the side, dun, yun na lang patutuunan namin ng pansin, di ba? During that time, wala namang walang mga video games, walang mga...
That's true.
Oo.
Yeah.
Masyado pang bata para abutin yung Betamax, di ba? Baka nga VHS na yung pa inabot eh. Namabot mo na ba yun? Hindi ano. Yun. Tapos naalala ko yung Laserdisc na ang laki after nung VHS, di ba? Yung Laserdisc. Ang laki noon. Nakakita ka na ba noon?
Hindi.
Oo. Isang movie, ang laking ganun. Tapos after noon, yung CD, naging CD na lang.
Yung CD, yeah,
maliit
nabutan
lang
ko na siya. Yeah.
Oo. Tapos ngayon, puro streaming na, di ba?
True,
Oo.
yeah.
So our lives have
Yung
become more...
evolution, no?
Our lives have become more convenient as a whole. So we've actually become more... less resilient as a result.
Okay.
Kasi everything has been made easier for us.
Do you think it's a disadvantage for us too when it comes to, like sa health and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, it is, because people are not hardly moving nowadays, right? I mean, may remote now, so you don't have to walk that short distance between the TV and the sofa, for example, di ba? Gaganong-ganon ka na
Yeah.
lang. Tapos you tell Alexa to turn off the light, di ba?
Yeah.
So,
Grabe, wala nang exercise, wala nang
wala
galaw-galaw.
nang exercise, so wala nang galaw-galaw. Movement is key,
Yeah.
for longevity. Not only longevity, but also health span. If we're talking about health, there's lifespan,
Yeah.
meaning how many years you're gonna live for, and there's health span too. How many years are you gonna be healthy and vital, which is actually more important.
Okay.
Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon with our modern medicine, we're keeping them live longer, but at what cost? With more disability in the last 20 years, di ba?
Yeah.
They can't travel anymore kasi nga ang taas ng insurance premium, di ba? Kasi ang dami ng mga
Masakit-sakit na.
pre-existing conditions na,
Yeah.
di ba? So they can't really enjoy their life in the last 20 years, although mas mahaba yung buhay nila, di ba?
That's true, Doc.
Yes.
So yung dati pa lang, sa generation ninyo, sobrang, alam niyo, yung kukonti yung mga nagpapalesen sa'yo ng activities, di ba,
Oo.
na distraction nga na sinasabi.
Yes.
Di ba? So tignan niyo naman yung upbringing ni Doc. Bongga. So do you think, Doctor, like factors din yun para maging successful yung tao in the future?
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, because you have to be resilient, especially nowadays, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo.
And then, ano
People
pa,
have become more sensitive to criticism, even constructive criticism, right?
that's true.
Yeah.
Yung iba mas dinadamdam na, no?
Oo, very sensitive na kasi you have to actually be careful around them. Actually, I'm so careful now with my younger patients,
Oh,
especially the ones who were
okay.
born here. They're very sensitive to, advice because sometimes they would take it na parang kinikriticize mo sila, di ba?
Oh,
When the only thing you want is for them to get better, di ba? Kasi kaya you're asking about their diet,
yeah.
And the problem is they're not even honest to themselves, right? About what their diet exactly is because everybody thinks that they're eating healthy when they're not,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like going back nung childhood mo, yung sinabi mo nga, mas ano kayo, sama-sama, mas maraming time magkwentuhan.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So those brownouts actually, because we have to be, we should be calm, that's our nature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, during the time, a long time ago, when our ancestors were hunting and gathering, right? They actually traveled in a small band, so, like a small group.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yung nanay, she's not alone in raising the kid. Everybody else is involved,
Okay.
Dapat ganon. Oo. Pero ang
Yeah.
problema kasi, sa first world countries, we become so isolated from each other. So we're trying to raise our kids all on our own, which is very stressful, di ba?
Yeah, that's true.
Hindi katulad sa, halimbawa, sa Philippines, yung mga cousins ko, they're still living with their parents kahit kinasal na. Although they're still living in the same compound. So either, they have a compound, nagpapatayo lang sila ng mga small houses around,
Yeah, and then
or
they're
palaki
together.
ng palaki Wala kailangan ng bahay kasi they built extensions for the new addition. Diba?
Yeah, typical na scenario talaga yan sa
Oo. Actually,
Filipino.
that's the ideal setup. You know?
Okay. Pero hindi ba parang yung upbringing mo, syempre makukonfuse ka kasi parang ang daming personality ang involved. Hindi ba siya factor, Doc? Or what do you think about that?
No, because when I was growing up, I was kind of westernized already.
Okay.
I have a lot of ideas that wouldn't sit well with the Filipino society as a whole, including the concept of privacy, right?
Okay.
I was a very private kid. I don't want my mom to be just barging in dun sa room ko without knocking, di ba?
Yeah,
Di ba?
yeah.
Kasi accepted nyo sa atin, di ba?
Yung mag-ano na lang
Oo,
bigla.
your parents doesn't really value your privacy.
Yeah.
Oo.
Papasok na lang bigla.
Yes, oo. So,
Pero ang galing, Doc, paano mo na yun as a kid nung pa, na kailangan ko ng privacy?
hindi ko alam kasi maraming akong activities na I don't want to be disturbed, when I'm drawing, di ba? I don't want to be disturbed, di ba? At the same time, kasi mga dinodrawing ko noon, puro mga girls
Yeah.
na naka-ballroom na gowns.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, ayaw ko ma-find out ng parents ko na
Yeah.
I was drawing those things,
Yeah.
Yeah. Kasi before that, when I saw Jaws, right? That was 1977, I think, right? 7 years old ako noon. It made an impression on me. So lahat ng drawing ko, puro shark.
Oh.
Tapos may yacht or may ship. Tapos merong girl in a bikini na hinahabol ng shark. Parang laging ganon.
Oh.
And then I saw Cinderella, yung animated movie na Cinderella. Tapos
Yeah.
after nun, nagbago yung subject. So puro na lang.
Cinderella na
Puro
din
Cinderella.
instead of Jaws.
Yung
Grabing
parents ko,
evolution
they
din.
don't want me to indulge in art.
Oh.
Kasi nga, sabi niya, alam mo na sa Pilipinas,
Di kaya
diba?
yaman dyan.
Di kaya yaman dyan, magiging mahirap ka.
Oh. So nasubukan mo rin pala yung...
So they were actually suppressing that. So lahat ng drawings ko, tinago ko from them.
Oh.
Oo. At some point, tinapon ko sila lahat.
Grabe.
Oo. Sana nga tinago ko yung iba
Yeah.
Actually, there's a few pieces na nag-survive I found out later on.
Grabe.
When a few years ago, I revisited my mom's house.
Yeah.
And there were like a few drawings that survived,
Oh. Pero ngayon, masasabi mo pa rin ba na you still love yung drawing and stuff like that, yung art? Yeah.
I used to paint when I was practicing in the US before in Milwaukee. I live very close to Milwaukee Art Institute.
Okay.
Yeah, so after nung clinic ko or after hospital work, I would go there in the evening and would pay for evening classes para mag-paint.
Grabe naman, ang talented naman ni Doc.
So actually, yung instructor ko, sabi niya, ba't di ka mag-enroll sa advanced classes? Sabi ko, no, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Kasi nakita niya na meron daw akong natural ability na i-capture yung mga perspective, yung katulad ng yung rooms, yung gumagano'n. Tapos yung light and shadow.
And self-taught lang yan nung bata ka,
Self-taught.
right?
When I was a kid, I was already doing portraits.
Grabe. And then hindi mo...
I would draw the Pope, o kaya si Cory Aquino, di ba? During that
Yeah.
time, during the People's Power Revolution.
Walang nagturo sa'yo nun, Doc?
Ha? Wala.
Self-taught lang talaga.
Kasi walang magawa Wala kami laruan
Grabe.
So I have to
So doon
entertain
na-hone yung
myself.
mga skills mo din. Diba? Yeah.
Oo. Yung laruan namin, ilang piraso lang.
Grabe.
So, yun yung advantage din kasi you have to be more imaginative, right?
Yeah.
Oo.
And then yung pagkabata mo after nun, like yung high school, nandun ka pa rin sa Bicol or did you move somewhere else?
They actually begged my mom to send me to Ateneo.
Oh, sa siya.
Yes, kasi nga I found Iriga City very small.
Okay.
Parang small-minded yung mga tao, di ba?
Okay. Mahilig ka din ba mag-explore?
Sabi ko, mas matalino ako doon sa kuya ko. Bakit siya nag-Ateneo? Ako hindi. Ay, malaking balak. Gusto niya kasi doon lang ako
Okay.
mag-high school.
Yeah.
Oo, pero I found Iriga City very small for me.
Yeah.
So I begged her, talagang umiyak ako for 1 week. As in, nag-hunger strike ako para i-enroll niya ako sa Ateneo.
Hunger strike. Effective naman yung hunger strike.
Effective naman.
That's amazing. So,
Oo.
sa Manila na Ateneo,
Hindi,
right?
sa Naga.
Okay.
Diba? Yeah.
So, Naga yung city na yun,
Oo,
right?
tapos may akong guardian doon.
Okay.
Yung guardian ko, he allowed me to learn from life. Wala mga restrictions masyado. So I remember at 14, I was drunk.
14, second year high school ka nun.
Pinapayagan niya akong uminom eh. Oo. So, yeah, I remember I went to school the next morning. I was vomiting,
Yeah.
Oo, hilong-hilo ako. Oo. Tapos I woke up that morning, hindi ko alam kung paano nakauwi.
Yeah. Buti hindi
Yung
nalaman ng
black, wala
parents.
kang alam talaga yung memory na kung paano ka nakauwi. But I found myself in my own bed. Pagising ko the next morning, paano ako nakauwi?
Yeah. So may mga experience na ganun si Doc.
Oo, so after that, sabi ko ayoko na maging malasing. Pangit
Yeah.
pala ng feeling. So you learned your lesson well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindi
If you learned your lesson.
Yeah,
Kasi yung
inulit
iba,
mo pa.
it becomes a recurring pattern eh.
Uulitin mo pa rin.
Uulitin pa rin. Oo.
Yeah. So you don't like yung reaction.
Ayoko yung feeling na I'm out of control.
Oh.
Tapos hindi mo alam kung ano yung behavior mo during that time na lasing ka. Baka kung ano pinagkagawa mo, di ba?
Yes.
I mean, at that time, you don't have to worry kasi wala namang social media that time, di ba?
Ngayon talaga, grabe.
Hindi siya makaka-capture. No?
Gusto ko yan. Wala kang social media. So
Oo,
mas
diba?
maganda talaga yung
Yeah.
katahimikan mo
Yes.
before. Yeah.
Yes. Pero maingat pa rin ako. Kasi sabi ko,
Walang paparazzi.
yung father ko was president of the PTA, di ba? Yung Parents Teacher Association. Di ba?
Lagot.
Lagi siyang president, yung father ko sa Ateneo.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, if I misbehave, makakarating sa father ko. Baka pauwiin ako.
Yeah, doktor pa naman.
Oo.
Yeah. So paano mo prinotektahan din yung reputation and at the same time, you still explore with, stuff. Siyempre, kailangan mo ding ma-experience talaga yung life, Doc, di ba?
Oo. I experienced it, pero not in a wild way, di ba?
Okay.
Hindi naman ako. Kasi I'm always in control eh.
Okay, that's amazing.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi tapos yung high school namin, star section kami, very naughty.
Okay.
As in walang magsusumbong talaga pag may ginawa kami kalokohan.
So talagang nagko-cover.
Very solid kami hanggang ngayon. Kasi we keep in close touch hanggang ngayon eh sa high school yung 1987 school batch.
Grabe.
Oo. Ang dami namin kalokohan before eh.
Grabe yung connection niyo
Pero yung
before.
kalokohan namin as a collective. Hindi
Yeah.
lang isa or dalawa, di ba? So walang sumbungan talaga. Yung nilalock out namin yung teacher namin from the classroom o kaya yung mga tissue paper nakadikit dun sa ceiling tapos tulo ng tulo. Tapos may time pa pinasabog namin yung mga urinal sa bathroom. Tapos paggabi, nag-ghost hunting kami doon sa loob ng campus kasi meron mga ghost sightings. So, wala naman ako nakita. Wala naman kami
Ako din. Yung ghost hunting, parang na-scam din ako nung wala din akong nakita. Let us know guys kung kayo meron.
Yung mga headless, kasi naging Japanese, siya, di ba, garrison.
Yeah.
During World War II, yung Ateneo, di ba? Marami daw pinatay doon. So, may mga apparitions daw ng mga headless priest sa gabi, di ba? Wala naman kami nakita.
Pero grabe yung experience nyo, Doc, no? Kasi, so, hindi din pala kayo yung parang in-isolate yung sarili nyo na nag-aral lang.
Hindi,
Yeah.
kasi
Nag-explore din talaga
hindi ako
kayo.
competitive eh.
Okay.
Oo, hindi ako competitive. Kahit sa academics, hindi.
Yeah.
Sabi nga ng father ko, mas magaling ka doon sa valedictorian nyo, bakit second ka lang?
Yun kasi yung connotation, di ba, na parang dapat aral ka ng aral. Pero sa inyo talaga, I think innate na talaga sa iyo yun, Doc, na talagang matalino kayo.
Hindi kasi the way I learn is conceptual.
Okay.
I don't like memorizing.
When you say conceptual, can you elaborate that para maintindihan ng
ibig
audience
sabihin,
natin?
I like to understand things
Okay.
completely, Kasi matatandaan mo siya pag complete yung understanding mo. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-memorize.
Okay. So how do you understand it? Like, kasi minsan di ba, like you're clouded with things din, ganyan.
Oo.
Paano mo siya, yung tinatanong, question mo yung mga teacher mo?
Oo,
ganyan?
laging, bakit ganito, bakit ganyan, bakit ganun, So,
So you ask a lot of questions.
I always have to put it into a bigger picture.
Okay.
And then I'm happy pag nabuo ko yung picture, I don't memorize yung component parts, di ba? I have to understand how things relate to each other. Kasi pag doctor ka, yun ang gagawin mo eh. You have to portray the big picture so maintindihan ng pasyente kung ano nangyayari sa katawan nila.
Ang galing. Kumbaga nag-start sa heart tapos sangay-sangay na siya. No?
Actually connected lahat yan eh.
Ang galing.
Even how our mind works, mental health is connected to how healthy we are, physically healthy we are,
Yeah.
Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng i-separate yung brain sa rest of the body. Whatever is happening to your body is happening to your brain as well, di ba?
Yeah. So back to yung nung high school experience mo na, Doc.
Mhm.
And then, so nagtagumpay ka nga, naka-move ka
Tapos
out from
after
your
noon,
parents and
sa
then,
Diliman, sa UP, nag-college.
yeah.
Yung pre-med. Oo.
Dun sa Bicol din yan.
Hindi, sa Manila.
Sa Manila na.
Sa Quezon City. Oo.
Okay.
Oo. Yung
Yeah.
biology.
And then, how's your experience there?
Ayun, medyo...
Sobrang layo mo na talaga sa parents mo.
Medyo contained yung social activity ko kasi wala akong masyadong pera eh. Yung allowance ko very
okay.
small, di ba? So tinitipid ko talaga. So hindi ako pwede magbulakbol with my friends all the time.
Okay.
Tapos yung mga, sa UP Diliman kasi makakapasok dyan yung mga galing private schools usually, di ba? Sila nakakamit ng quota eh.
Grabe.
So may mga sariling drivers, kung minsan meron silang sasakyan.
Grabe, Doc. Kayo mo din nakakaangat-angat din kayo, Doc.
Hindi-
Tell me more about that.
Kaya nainggit ako sa kanila kasi they're free to roam around. Tapos kumakain sila sa labas lagi.
Oh.
Oo.
Pero syempre, hindi ka naman taga Manila, di ba? So, paano mo hinandle yung mga ganun?
Ha? Wala. Yung diniman days ko parang ano lang eh. University, bahay. Kasi I was living with my sister at that time sa apartment.
Okay,
Oo.
yeah.
Oo.
Strict ba yung parents mo when it comes to nung college na? When it comes to
Hindi
finances,
naman, hindi
ganyan? Kasi
naman.
sinabi mo parang kukunti lang yung allowance mo, ganyan.
Oo, pero yun is up to me na tipirin talaga yun.
Oh.
So yun ang effect nun is wala akong oras mag-party, wala akong pera mag-party eh, di ba?
Okay. So talagang kung ano yung nakalaan doon lang talaga.
Oo.
Grabe.
Oo.
Tapos paano, Doc, yung
Saka mas competitive na pag nasa Diliman ka na, di ba? Kasi you're competing with some of the best, di ba?
That's true.
Although hindi naman ako competitive, hindi naman ako nakipag-compete sa kanila. Kasi bahala kayo sa buhay.
Yeah, but like yung binabayad na
Basta ako
tuition.
gusto ko lang matuto.
Yeah.
Parang gano'n. Oo.
Pero Doc, like feeling mo ba, like, or yung parents mo ba, hindi sila yung parang nag-push sa'yo na maging doktor? Like gusto mo talaga maging doktor?
Yun na yung expectation eh, na magiging doktor ko. Although, hindi naman nila ako parang didn't hover around me kasi alam nila na I was self-motivated na I can make decisions on my own.
Yeah.
Actually, hindi ko nga sila tinatanong kung may problema ako eh.
Yeah.
I just try to solve it on my own, So,
Grabe.
parang hindi na sila nag-worry
Yeah nga. So kaya mo talaga.
sa akin. Although may mga kalokohan ako on the side,
Yeah.
hindi ko na pinapaalam sa kanila yun. Kasi hindi naman yung dangerous na kalokohan, di ba?
Yeah.
Yun.
You know your limit basically.
Oo, I know my limits, di ba?
Yeah. Yeah. Tapos paano yung paano na yung pag-aaral mo dun sa Manila?
Manila afternoon, very routine. Tapos kung minsan lumalabas ako with my best friend kasi nung time na yun, yung best friend ko from high school, sa Diliman din siya.
Yeah. So magkasama kayo.
Kung minsan, binibisit ako siya doon sa dorm niya. Tapos lalabas kami. Yung simple lang,
Yeah.
yung pupunta lang sa para kumain ng fishbowl. Kasi wala na kaming pera para, di ba, magbulakbol kung saan-saan. Di ba?
That's true.
Oo.
And then sabi mo nga dapat mag-focus kasi mag-aral at matuto.
Hanggang ngayon, best friends pa rin kami.
That's amazing.
Oo.
Yeah.
Oo. Kasi kahit nung nagpunta ako ng US, and then eventually siya pumunta ng France para mag-aral. All through these years, best
Yeah.
friends kami.
Ang galing.
Hanggang ngayon, oo.
Yeah.
Oo.
So parehas ba kayong nag-doktor, Doc?
Hindi, siya naging professor sa Diliman European language.
Okay.
Tapos pinag-aral siya sa France for 5 years ng UP, di ba?
Ang bobongga naman ng mga circle ni Doc.
Tapos bumalik siya kasi nalungkot daw siya sa France.
Oh. So after finishing, sabihin na natin nakatapos ka na doon sa Manila, ganyan. Ano na yung sumunod na ginawa mo for your career? And then paano ka nakapunta dito sa Canada? Maybe you wanted to enlighten yung mga audience natin kung gaano din kahirap yung naging sitwasyon mo bago ka makarating sa ibang bansa. As a doctor, guys. So we're just,
Oo, ang dami ko pinagdaanan. Ang daming exam. College of Medicine ko sa Manila, di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi ko nga alam kung bakit ako nakapasok doon eh. Kasi nung first day namin, lahat nung kaklase ko, they introduce themselves, di ba, in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Puro lahat sila may title. Puro may cum laude, summa cum laude, magna cum laude. 10 outstanding students of the Philippines. Yung isa, 10 outstanding students of Asia pa.
Wow.
Oo. Ako lang yung walang title. So para sabi ko, paano nakapasok dito? Kasi hindi ako maaral eh.
Yeah.
Oo. Actually, nung nasa
Ang
Diliman
humble ni
ako,
Doc.
nung nasa Diliman ako, ang inaaral ko yung mga arts Saka humanities, yun ang favorite ko talaga. Saka literature, doon ako magaling.
Yeah.
Yung science, okay lang. Kahit hindi ako nag-aaral, hindi naman ako kulelat. Di ba?
Yeah.
Oo. Pero tapos college, 5 years yun, di ba? Diliman. Ay, sa UP Manila. After nung graduation, ay ako pa yung nag-design ng stage namin,
That's nice.
Marami
Ang artistic nyo talaga.
Marami ako kung ano-anong Ako before ginawa ng Christian Dior yung roses sa walls, di ba?
Yeah.
Ginawa nila. Ginawa ko na yon before sa Philippines. Pinuno ko ng flowers yung stage.
Yeah.
Oo.
Ang galing naman.
Of course, artificial flowers kasi hindi namin afford yung fresh
Yeah. Mas mahal.
Ang mahal, oo. Kasi konti lang yung budget na binigay sa akin nung college.
Pero grabe, Doc, no? Talagang, alam niyo rin, hindi lang kayo nag-focus sa isang experience nung nasa school kayo. Talagang, you're still up for any challenges na ibigay man sa inyo.
Kasi sa
Experience din kasi.
UP College of Medicine kasi they encourage you to be a whole person.
Nice.
In fact, sa interview, tatanungin ka, you don't talk about medicine sa interview. They will ask you, ano yung ibang interest mo? Oo. Kasi gusto nila, yung pag well-rounded daw kasi yung isang tao, there's a bigger chance na mas magiging magaling na doktor. Oo.
Ang galing.
Kasi yung focus na sa academics. Yung puro books lang. Oo.
Yeah.
So gusto nila, they're looking for a well-rounded person. Oo.
Yeah.
So after nung College of Medicine ko,
Nag-practice
I didn't want
ka
to
din
stay
ba?
sa Philippines eh.
Okay.
I didn't want to stay. Kasi during that time kasi, hindi na kami masyadong well-off ng family eh. Kasi yung mga businesses nag-close na kasi economic slump, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo, so yung mga businesses nag-close, sunod-sunod. So sabi ko, pag magte-training ako dito, ang liit ng sweldo, di ba, ng resident pag nag-training ka sa
yung
Philippines.
sinabi mo
diba?
nga, growing up, yung sa parents mo, binabayad lang sa kanila manok at
Yeah. And they're spending their own money to help these people, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo.
So yun din siguro yung reason kung bakit, tingin mo, Doc, kung bakit like, ayaw mo magstay sa Philippines as a doctor.
Oo, ayoko magstay. Kasi nga after nung College of Medicine ko, nag-moonlighting.
Ano yung moonlighting?
2 beses lang. Yung magko-call ka.
Okay.
Di ba fresh graduate ka, di ba? Akala mo, kaya mo lahat, di ba? So, nag-moonlighting ako sa Muntinlupa Medical Center. Nalala ko pa. 2 beses lang, ayoko na. Kasi nga, sabi ko, ang daming nasasagasaan. Tapos, pagdating sa ER, patay na.
Oh, yeah.
Kasi nagko-cross sila sa highway doon, di ba?
Grabe.
Tapos nababangga. Tapos pagdating sa ER, patay, dead on arrival. So, anong gagawin ko? Sabi ko, ano ba to?
Yeah.
Oo.
Parang sad ka na agad. Lagi na lang ganun na scenario.
Tapos magkano na yung bayad sa'yo? 500 pesos. 24 hours na call yun.
Ay, grabe. So,
During that time,
mga
1996, 1997 yun. Diba?
Yeah, pero malaki na yung 500 dati.
Malaki na.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah. Parang equivalent.
Pero yung ano mo, yung labor mo talaga, yung pagod mo, parang hindi worth it. 500
Stress
pesos.
alone, no, na makakita ka ng patay na agad.
Tapos hindi ka pa natulog for 24 hours kasi ang daming kasong dumadating din, di ba? Tapos may nagka-cardiac arrest dun sa medical floor.
Yeah.
Merong merong kailangan mo kunan ng dugo kasi ang tawag doon? Yung napuno ng dugo yung chest cavity. So kailangan mo lagyan ng chest tube yung doon sa kabilang floor. Ikaw lang mag-isa. Ikaw lang mag-isang naka-call.
Grabe.
So grabe yung trabaho. So sabi ko, ayoko. Sabi ko, so nag-advertising
Ilang
ako.
taon ka, sorry Doc, ilang taon ka that time na?
That was 26.
26 years old, tas gano'n na yung na-experience mo, no? Na nakikita mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, anong gagawin ko sa buhay ko? Ayoko na mag-training,
So nag-advertising. Ano na lang nangyayari sa
Nag-advertising ako. Sa Greenbelt naman yun.
parang umiba ka ng landas.
Oo. Kasi sabi nga nung president ng company na nag-hire sa akin, sabi niya, ngayon lang kami nag-hire ng medical graduate. Pero ba't mas creative daw ako kasi dun sa mga advertising graduate?
Yeah.
Oo. So, tapos she wants to work directly with me. Gusto niya akong i-hone.
Yeah.
And then, okay naman yung work kasi I like the creative part of it, yung nagbe-brainstorming ka, yung mga concepts. Yung mga
Yeah.
ganun. Gusto ko din naman yun. Kasi di ba nung bata ko, I'm always daydreaming eh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually dreaming of, what if ganito, what if ganyan. So, I was living in my head all the time.
Yes.
So, I actually used that skill for that.
Kamusta naman yung work mo doon, Doc?
Parang ek-ek.
What do you mean? Like, parang hek-hek.
Parang lang, party-party kasi you have to meet clients, yung mga ganun.
Oo.
Kung minsan, meet mo yung mga clients.
Tsaka hindi ganun kakomplikado, no? Hindi
Oo.
buhay yung hawak
and
mo
you
that
have to dress up
time.
a certain way, di ba?
Okay.
Pag nasa advertising.
Yung hindi ka lang naka-white lang na
kasi nasa green belt eh. Di ba?
Yeah.
Green belt 1 pa lang yun.
Wala pang 3.
Oo, big time na yun. During that time, green belt 1. Isa pa lang
Okay.
yun. Oo,
Yeah.
time na yun. Yung office namin just across green belt.
Yes, so na-enjoy mo din doon, Doc.
Oo. So,
And then after that, ano na nangyari?
problema kasi noon, actually was liking the work already, pero yung family ko ayaw.
Oh.
Kasi nga bakit ka nag-medical school tapos sa advertising ka, babagsak yun. Parang sayang daw.
Yeah.
Oo. So,
Challenge mo na naman yung sarili mo.
sabi ko, okay, i-take ko yung US licensing exam, di ba? Pag
Yeah.
hindi ako nakapasa doon, ibig sabihin, I'm not meant for that,
Oh, okay.
Pinagsabay ko yung Philippine board exam, saka yung US medical licensing exam.
Yeah.
Oo. So, kinuha ko yung Philippine board August. Tapos, after 2 months ata, kinuha ko yung US medical licensing exam.
Anong nangyari, Doc?
Oo. Hindi ko naman inaakala na mataas yung score na kukuha ko sa US.
Yeah.
Like, licensing exam,
So it's a sign.
Sabi ko, siguro nga, I meant to go back to medical training.
Oh. Pero parang ilang months or years ka nag-stop dahil sa advertising?
Mga 6 months lang naman.
Okay, so hindi siya ganun katagal. At least yung experience mo andun pa din, di ba?
Tapos after that, kinuha ko yung step 2 kasi 2 steps yun eh.
Grabe, so ang dami mo palang kailangang pagdaanan din ng
Step
mga
1,
exams.
step 2. And you have to have good grades for both para makakuha ka ng interview slips sa US.
Grabe.
Oo.
Yeah.
So I got 30 interview slips across 30 universities across the US. Ang problema doon, wala akong pera para mag-travel. Kasi yung parents ko, yung father ko gusto niya, should stay in the Philippines to train as a surgeon.
Oh.
Ayoko naman kasi nga, sabi ko, hindi ako kayang supportahan ng parents ko habang nag-residency ako. Kasi ang haba ng training surgery, di ba, 5 years at least.
Yeah.
Tapos mag-fellowship ka pa mga at least 2 to 3 or 4 years yun,
Yeah.
So you can go anywhere from 7 to 9 years, di ba, yung training to become a surgeon. Ang haba,
yeah.
di ba? Sabi ko, ang liit ng sweldo sa PGH kung mag-surgery ako. Tapos
That's true.
grabe nilang alilain yung mga residents nila.
I agree.
Hindi na natutulog for ilang days na.
So ang hirap talaga maging doktor din sa Pinas, no?
Wala sa PGH, di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
you're dealing with the most, yung mga malalang cases.
Yeah.
Oo.
And sobrang laking ospital nun, di ba, Doc?
Oo, tas ang lamok. Ang lamok talaga. Tapos kami ng pahid nung
Grabe.
Ano ba yun? Yung mosquito
Off
repellent.
lotion, yeah.
Di ba ang lagkit no? Tapos ang init pa sa PGH. Tapos pupunta ka ng ward, ang baho.
Grabe, no? Grabe yung mga sakripisyo nyo din dati.
Tapos kung saan kami nakakatulog, kahit sa yung makaipit na bangko,
Yeah.
dahil sa pagod, nakakatulog kami doon. Hindi kami nahuhulog.
So mali din pala yung connotation nila na pag doktor ka, mayaman ka na agad.
Hindi. Ang mayaman lang doon, yung mga kaklase ko na mayaman na talaga.
Okay.
Na, they don't even have to set up a practice kasi they can depend on their parents' livelihood na. Kasi mamanahin nila yung mga companies, yung mga factories ng parents nila.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos kaya-kaya nila magbayad halimbawa sa isang magandang hospital para ma-allow sila mag-practice doon. Kasi ganun yung sistema sa Pilipinas eh.
Oo nga, magbabayad ka, diba?
If you want visiting rights sa magandang hospital, for example, sa Makati Med, bibili ka ng stocks doon.
Grabe.
Million-
Pera ba?
Pero million yun. So it doesn't mean na pag nakapasok ka sa magandang hospital, it's magaling ka talaga.
Kailangan
Ibig
mo talaga
sabihin,
ng
you have
pera.
connections and you have You have the money. Wala naman kaming ganun.
Ang sad naman nun. Kaso kahit matalino ka, kahit kung wala kang pera, wala kang connection,
Totoo.
wala
It's
din.
not based on merit, di ba? It's not meritocracy. It's
Yeah.
nepotism.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
pervasive in Philippine culture, di ba? Kaya
Ang
ganun yung
sad.
levels ng corruption natin tuloy.
Yeah.
Across. Kasi it happens across society, all levels pa.
Ang sad.
Ang sad, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo.
So, tapos paano na yun, Doc? So, tinanggap mo yung US.
So,
Pag-usapan naman natin
nag-apply ako
US.
ng visa sa US Embassy, di ba?
Okay, so hindi ka pa
Ang gagawin ko
Canada, no? Agad,
4
no?
in the morning, gising na ako eh.
Yeah.
Para makapila ka na, di ba?
Yeah.
Ang problema nung time namin, ang higpit na ng Philippine government na magpalabas ng medical
Mga
school
doktor,
graduate. Kasi
yeah.
yung experience daw nila, ang daming mga medical school graduates, pag pumunta ng US, hindi na mabalik.
Okay.
Kasi yung visa, halimbawa, if you get a chance to train with a university sa US, ang understanding doon, after no training mo, you actually have to go back to your home country
Oh.
and serve there for at least 2 years bago ka makabalik uli on a working visa.
Yeah.
Although there are ways na pwede kang magstay.
So, yung kinukuha nila.
Oo. So, there are ways. Oo. So, na-reject kagad yung yung application
Yung
ko
visa mo.
for a visa. So,
Yeah.
sabi ko, anong gagawin ko? Anong gagawin ko doon sa interview slips ko? Hindi ko magagamit. You know?
Yeah, challenge na naman yun sa'yo. So, anong ginawa mo, Doc?
Umuwi ako ng bahay, natulog. I felt sorry for myself. Pero, sabi ko, kasi ganoon naman ako, if a door closes, then I would try to open up another door.
That's amazing, no?
Diba? Ganoon naman yun eh.
Yeah, you never
So,
give up.
I was actually looking for my next strategy kung anong gagawin ko. I know that I don't want to go back to medical school training sa Philippines. Luckily, yung isang university sa New York, they have good experience with with UP graduates. Kasi during that time, yung mga chief resident nila, puro Pilipino daw.
Wow.
Coming from our school.
Yeah.
Oo. So ang ginawa nila, nagpadala sila ng representative para mag-interview ng mga UP graduates.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos isa ako sa pinili.
Ang galing.
Oo. Tapos after ng interview ko, nag-office kagad sila ng contract. Oo. Sabi niya, do you want to go to New York? Eh, syempre New York yun, di ba?
Yeah, New York yun ang
Oo, yung New York
bongga.
na nakita mo sa mga movies na parang
Yeah.
ganda-ganda. Which actually, that's overrated actually.
Hindi ba siya maganda?
Yung certain parts hindi maganda.
So guys, hindi.
Oo. Ang nakikita lang
Overrated
kasi
na.
natin, Upper East Side, Upper West Side, yung mga rich areas ng New York
Yeah.
City, di ba, sa mga movies. Kala mo ang linis-linis na.
Pero hindi ba?
Kala mo ang bango-bango.
Hindi pa kasi ako nakapuntang New York.
You should.
Okay.
Oo.
Madami daw lakaran kasi.
Marami
Not
lakaran.
good for kids.
Oo,
So, I'm saving it for last.
Oo. You will enjoy New York City.
Tapos, okay, nasa New York ka na, Doc. So, si Doc, hindi po siya sa Canada napadpad agad-agad.
Hindi, sa US
so,
muna.
anong nangyari? So, ilang taon ka nagstay sa US and then ano yung mga sumunod bago ka nakapunta sa Canada? And then we talk about more about your Canadian experience as a doctor.
So, nag-training ako sa Brooklyn, State University of New York at
Bongga.
Brooklyn, di ba? Which is, at that time, was one of the biggest internal medicine residency programs sa US.
Yeah.
Ang laki-laki talagang program noon. Oo. Kasi marami kaming hospital, 3 hospital di ba?
Grabe.
We were rotating sa Kings County Hospital. Yun, battleground yun. Kasi you see the most severe cases there.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos, yung private hospital, yung Downstate University, private hospital yun. And then, some weeks I would go to Veterans Affairs Medical Center.
Yeah. Usually, ano yung mga case na hinahandle mo, Doc? Like, saang part?
Halo-halo, puro internal medicine.
Internal medicine,
Oo,
okay,
oo.
yeah.
Oo, mga diabetes, hypertension, mga sepsis, mga infections, mga ganun. Sa Brooklyn kasi, maraming immigrants, so you would see mga unusual cases din. Yung mga tropical diseases, kung minsan makikita mo doon. Oo. Yung
So,
mga
halo-halo
tuberculosis, makikita mo doon. Kasi
So, may
mga
TB pa din
immigrants.
kahit na sa US ka na.
Oo.
Grabe.
Oo. Tapos, 4 years ako sa Manhattan. And then, after nun,
Hindi ka ba na culture shock, Doc? Kasi syempre, like, everything is, bago.
Sa New
Ganyan.
York, hindi. Kasi I was actually open to it eh.
Oh,
Oo,
look
kasi
forward mo na
I
talaga.
was looking forward. Kasi nga, when I was actually crossing the bridge, because I went to Michigan first, kasi meron yung isa sa friends ko from medical school, nakapasok din sa same university, pareho kami, di ba?
Yeah.
So sabi niya, why don't you stay muna sa Michigan with my family?
Ang bait naman.
Oo,
Yeah.
so 2 weeks kami doon. Tapos nag-drive kami papuntang Manhattan, all the way from Michigan.
Grabe.
Oo, so parang moving when we were crossing George Washington Bridge, nakikita namin yung skyline ng New York City. Parang Sex and the City ang dating. Di ba? Di ba? Yung pa lang parang wow. Oo. Tapos
Excited ka
nakita mo
na.
yung Brooklyn Bridge yung sa banda doon,
Yeah.
yung Statue of Liberty. Oo.
Grabe.
Oo.
So never ka talaga napanghinaan ng loob, no? Kasi talagang you're into it talaga.
Oo.
So excited ka talaga na
Excited ako.
ma-experience lahat
Oo.
kung ano meron ang New York.
Yes.
Pero what made you decide na mag-Canada? Nasa New York ka na, US na yung US dollar na kinikita mo doon.
Kasi yung visa ko, hindi ako pwede magstay after ng training sa New York City.
Okay.
Diba? So, and then I had to do fellowship.
Yeah.
Para may desire ako during that time na umuwi ng Manila. Kasi miss ko rin yung Pilipinas during that time.
Yeah.
Parang,
Gano'n ka katagal doon, Doc, nung na-miss mo na yung Pilipinas?
siguro after ng malapit na matapos yung internal medicine training. Tapos hindi pa ako makapag-decide kung anong gagawin ko after. Kung mag-fellowship ako, yung further training. So last minute na naman nga yun, saka ako nag-decide. There was a part of me, I want to go back home and give back to the country. Alam mo na pag bata ka pa, you're idealistic, you think you can change the world, right?
That's true.
Ang problema, pag dating mo doon, you're helpless kasi wala kang resources.
Yeah.
Wala kang connections, di mo kilala. Tapos nawala ka pa for ilang years, di ba?
Yeah.
So at the last minute, nag-decide ako, I'll pursue fellowship. Pero anong fellowship na ipupursue ko, hindi ko alam. Di ba? Yung attending ko, sabi mo, why don't you pursue critical care?
Yeah.
Yung sa mga ICU. Kasi parang yun yung hilig mo. Tapos naisip ko, I would be stuck with the hospital.
Yeah.
Pag na-critical care ka, sabi ko, Diyos ko, nakakapangit yan.
That's true.
Lagi kang puyat. Tapos, di ba?
Puro mga na cases yung nakahandle mo lagi.
O mga severe cases,
Yeah.
di ba? Tapos ang daming mga naka-intubate pa yung mga yan. Tapos ang daming lines, ina-adjust mo lahat ng mga lines, i-adjust mo yung ventilator. Sabi ko, ang daming trabaho naman yan. Tapos kuminsan, madaling araw pa yung ginagawa mo, yung puyat na puyat ko, wala kang tulog.
That's true.
So sabi ko, I would go to a fellowship na maikli lang yung training, 1 to 2 years lang. Ayoko kasi matagal ng training kasi gusto ko nang kumita ng pera.
Yeah.
Oo. So I went to geriatrics. Sabi, yung isang attending ko, why don't you go to geriatrics? At least you can, if you change your mind, you can switch to another fellowship.
Yeah.
Oo, talagang gusto mo. So nag-apply ako. 2 applications lang ang sinend ko sa Cleveland Clinic, saka
Yung bongga ng Cleveland, naririnig ko yan.
it's always in the number top 10 sa US hospitals. Diba?
Yeah.
Tapos, University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. Kasi meron akong best friend, yung roommate ko sa Manhattan, nandun na siya naka-base.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, tapos nag-offer, after ng interview sa University of Wisconsin, nag-offer kagad ng contract. So siniclear ko na yung position. After a month, nag-offer naman yung Cleveland Clinic, yung geriatric. Sabi ko, sayang sana sa Cleveland Clinic ako nag-training. Kasi mas, di ba? Di ba, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, yun. So, sila equal footing sila halos. Nasa top 10 lagi sila. Ang problema doon, wala akong kilala sa Cleveland Clinic.
So mag-isa mo lang talaga na
Mag-isa lang
mapupunta
talaga
doon.
ako.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, doon ako sa doon. Kasi naging roommate kami ulit sa Milwaukee ulit.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos after noon, nag-stay ako sa US. Sa Milwaukee, nag-practice ako.
Gaano katagal, Doc?
3-4 years, mga ganun.
Yeah.
Oo.
And then nag-enjoy ka naman?
Hindi.
Okay, hindi ka nag-enjoy.
Kasi grabe yung trabaho ko kasi I was admitting to 4 hospitals, di ba?
Yeah.
Ang mga hospitals kasi sa US, ang lalaki compared dito.
Okay. Ano yung tingin mo na disadvantage na
Nakakapagod mag-rounds.
Okay. Pag doktor ka sa US, so yun parang mabu-burn out ka at some point.
Nakaka-burn out kasi ang daming insurance company sa HMOs, di ba?
Okay. So, when you say insurance company, can you elaborate that? Kasi for sure yung mga audience natin, hindi nila alam
Hindi
kung
sila familiar kasi.
kasi hindi, So,
kasi sa US kasi kailangan meron kang private insurance.
Yeah.
Kasi otherwise, pag hindi maganda yung private insurance mo, ang gastos pag nagkasakit ka.
Sariling pera mo yung
Oo,
gagamitin.
oo. Tapos ang dami nilang mga hindi ina-allow na procedures.
Grabe.
Di ba gusto mong gumawa ng MRI tapos hindi approve ng insurance, hindi mo pagawa yung test na gusto mo.
Ay.
Oo.
So nakaka-stress din pala yun.
Pero pag maganda insurance mo, of course, mahal yun kasi babayaran mo ng premium every month, di ba?
Totoo.
Mapagawa mo yung halos lahat ng mga procedures na gusto mo.
Yeah.
Oo.
And then paano yung pay ng doctor doon? Yung mga insurance company yung dinidil nyo?
Oo. May kanya-kanya silang rules. Kung minsan, hindi ka pa binabayaran.
Grabe, no?
Oo. So,
yung mga insurance, mabibilis lang talaga pag singilan, no?
Tapos, ang mangyayari is you will accept more patients para to make up for your loss, di ba?
That's true.
Oo. Tapos, I was teaching pa at the same time.
Yeah.
Nirarun ko yung mga residents and interns, di ba?
Grabe din pala. So,
Oo.
hindi din pala ganun kadali pag doktor ka sa US.
Hindi. You have to be in your toes all the time.
Grabe.
Oh, grabe. Tapos, ang daming mga responsibilities kasi pag, halimbawa, attending ka sa isang hospital.
Yeah.
Siyempre, mag-a-attend ka ng mga grand rounds, yung mga mortality conferences, yung mga ganun, yung mga administrative meetings, aside from mga clinical duties mo,
Ang
di ba?
dami.
Tapos, you're required na turuan yung mga residents and interns,
Yeah.
di ba? Tapos, after ng hospital, I was running at least 2 clinics, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos, after nung clinic ko, babalik naman ako ng hospital after 5 p.m. para matapos ko yung trabaho sa hospital. After 8 p.m., pupunta ako ng nursing homes to see more patients.
Grabe, ang dami. Ang dami yung kailangan gawin. And then, parang yung hindi ka na nababayaran ng tama. Enough compensation.
Accept ng pasyente para to make up for the loss.
Yeah.
Tapos
So, doon ka napagod, Doc, nung nasa
kasi I
Amerika?
was practically living in my car eh.
Grabe,
Uuwi ka
no?
lang para matulog na sandali, tapos gising ka na naman. Para mag-shower, magbihis. You know.
Yeah.
Tapos the next day, ganun na naman, starting at 6:30 in the morning.
So, yung parang what made you decide na parang ayoko na dito?
Isa pa doon, yung isa pang factor, hindi lang yun yung green card.
Okay.
Ang tagal.
Gaano katagal yung inantay niyo, Doc?
Naku, ang tagal mag-issue ng green card. Actually, nung time na yun, wala pa rin yung green card.
Yeah, mga ilang years ka na nun na nandun? Sabihin mo ng...
97 to, at that time, mga 2005 na, di ba? 8 years na, wala pa rin yung green card, di
Ang
ba?
tagal.
Ang tagal talaga. So, hindi ko na nahintay. Gusto na mag-travel. Eh.
Parang yun na lang yung reward mo yung sa sarili mo mag-travel.
Oo, kasi nga, consultant ka na, tapos, Philippine passport, pagdating mo ng border, kung ano mga tinatanong sa'yo. Tapos yung mga gusgusin na puti, nasa likod mo, na nakachinelas lang. Di ba?
Yeah.
Samantalang ikaw, bihis na bihis.
Tapos,
Di ba, nakasuit ka
daming
pa.
tanong.
Tapos nakita Philippine passport, aapihin ka na. Sabi ko, langhiya itong mga to
Madaming makaka-relate dyan. Pag Philippine passport, ang daming
Sabi ko,
busisi.
mas wide pa yung vocabulary ko sa'yo
Yeah.
Tapos ako yung inaapi mo.
Yeah.
Oo, doon sa border agent. Actually, I was I'm having conversations with myself,
Yeah.
Ganun naman, I always have conversation with myself
Yeah.
when I'm dealing with a stressful person.
Yeah.
That's the way I edit my behavior kasi, di ba? Para hindi, you don't become aggressive.
Yeah.
Di ba? Kasi,
Ang galing. Kasi kailangan mo maging professional din.
oo. So sabi ko, lumayas ako from US.
Oh.
So pumunta ako ng New Zealand.
Grabe. Ano naman nangyari sa New Zealand? Gaano katagal dun, Doc? And then,
1 year lang.
okay.
Oo. I was supposed to go to Australia because university was offering me a position
Ang grabe naman. Parang ang daming...
after New Zealand.
Yeah.
Kasi
Daming
New Zealand
advantage.
maganda siya. Ang problema, malungkot doon. Kasi nga, when you're living there, you feel that you're so far away from everything.
Bakit? Wala bang mga Pilipino doon? Wala bang Filipino store ang New Zealand?
Meron. Kasi but when you have to travel somewhere else, ang layo ng mga puro magpa-fly ka talaga everywhere. Di ba?
Oh, that's true. No? Kasi isang ano lang
Oo.
talaga. Yeah.
Oo. Saka,
Island
mas
lang.
maraming tupa kaysa sa tao. Di ba? Although, ano siya, very picturesque.
Yeah.
Very picturesque yung New Zealand. Saka ang linis. Tapos walang snakes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. Tapos walang bears. Di ba? So, very safe mag-hike sa mga
Yeah.
forest nila.
So, ano yung yun yung nagpaano sa'yo na ayaw mo doon? Kasi nga, parang malalayo sa lahat.
Yes, malungkot.
Okay.
Oo, tapos
gusto mo mag-travel, di ba?
Oo, yung winter nila, walang snow, pero ano siya yung damp. yung rainy na malamig. Yung rainy na malamig So,
Parang spring natin
nakaka-depress.
dito.
Tapos yung karamihan ng houses doon, walang central heating.
Oh yes, yun nga yung sinabi nila. Like, kailangan mo doon nakatik na jacket ka all the time.
O kaya may dala-dala kang portable heater. Pero that was a realization din Kasi very simple yung buhay ko sa New Zealand I don't have a lot of things, Sabi ko, pwede ka pala maging masaya kahit wala kang mga kung anong gamit,
Oh.
Kasi very basic lang yung gamit ko sa bahay.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wouldn't stay there long, di ba?
Hindi mo kasi siya gusto yung vibe.
Oo, hindi ko gusto yung vibe kasi parang ang layo ko sa lahat.
Okay. So 1 year lang doon. Pero ano naman yung nag-open na door sa'yo to go dito sa Canada? Pag-usapan naman natin yung
Paano nga ba
experience
yun?
mo.
Kasi I was supposed to accept a contract with Australia
Okay.
A few days na lang away na pipirma na ako sa contract. But a few months before that, may tumawag from Canada, nag-offer ng position, in-interview ako ng CEO, di ba, sa Canada.
Paano mo nahanap yung mga connection na ganyan, Doc? Like nag-online ka lang?
Online ata Oo.
Grabe.
So tumawag sila, tapos after noon, hindi na sila tumawag uli. Sabi ko, I think they're probably not interested, di ba? Sabi ko.
Yeah.
Oo. So sabi ko, mag-sign lang ako ng contract sa Australia kasi maganda naman yung Australia. Although I didn't know anybody there, di ba? Wala akong mga pinsan, wala akong relatives doon, wala akong mga kaibigan doon. A few days before ako magsasign ng contract sa Australia. Tumawag uli.
Oh,
From Canada.
interesado na?
Oo, sabi niya, we're offering you a position. Sabi ko, how much? Hindi na ako nahiya kasi I was desperate for money.
Yeah.
Marami akong utang. Kasi when you live in New York City, ang dami mong credit card debts, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi atas ang liit ng sweldo mo sa residency.
Yun nga yung minention nyo. But thank you for being honest with that part, doctor, di ba? Kasi at least sinabi nyo na kahit like doktor ka, madami din struggles.
Ang dami
which is-
struggles
yeah.
talaga. Oo,
Yeah.
oo. Tapos, yun talaga, hindi na ako nahiya. Talagang
Yeah.
sabi ko, how much are you offering me then? Di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi parang no-no daw yun. Di ba?
Pag tanungin mo,
Oo,
pag
tanungin
in-interview
mo.
ka, oo.
Oo. So sabi niya, nag-coach siya ng number. Sabi ko, okay, I'm going there.
May bracket, so ganito ka siya kalaki hanggang ganito. Okay, go na ako, push.
Kasi during that time, yung Medicine Hat, they were desperate na mag-retain ng consultant.
Okay, medicine hat.
Di
So,
ba?
parang...
Malit na seat. Geriatrician ako. Kailangan lang ng geriatrician kasi puro retirees doon. Di ba? Puro
Okay.
matatanda.
Yeah.
Pumunta ako ng mall kasama yung mother ko.
Wait, Doc, so kasama yung mother mo dito na sa Canada yan?
Hindi, pumunta muna ako dito, tapos kinuha ko siya, nag-visit siya, di ba? Tapos pumunta kami sa mall, sabi niya, ano ba to? Nasa nursing home ba tayo? Kasi puro na matatanda. Sabi ko, oo, ano yun? Kaedad niyo yung mga yan. Kayo ko dito.
Ng mama niyo.
Kasi yung nanay ko very vibrant
Oh.
Kahit matanda, vibrant.
Yeah.
Nag-zumba pa yun everyday.
Grabe.
Tapos laki nakabihis yun. Oo.
Wow,
So, hindi yun lalabas sa bahay na hindi siya
postura.
nakapostura. Oo.
Yeah. So, nasa Philippines ngayon yung mom.
Hindi, namatay na siya.
Oh,
87 siya. Bigla siya namatay sa Dubai.
Okay.
Unexpected. Parang actually, I thought that she was going to live into her 90s kasi she was doing so well. She was still traveling on her own at 87. Can you imagine?
Yeah, grabe.
Bigla lang siya namatay after a party. Party niya despedida party kasi babalik na siya ng Manila. Kasi sabi niya, nami-miss ko na yung bahay sa Manila. Saka yung mga kaibigan niya doon. Diba? So, yung mga kapatid ko, sa mga friends niya, they threw a party for her, di ba? After ng party, bigla na siya nag-collapse sa arms ng brother ko.
Okay, yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that, Doc. Yeah.
Yeah, tapos, na-revive siya ng brother ko actually. Kasi doctor yung brother
Yes,
ko.
yes,
Remember,
yung nasa Dubai.
So, na dala na sa hospital. Pero they were not, hindi nila alam kung ano nangyayari. Bakit daw biglang nag-collapse, di ba?
Okay.
Tumawag yung brother ko sa akin. Sabi niya, si mama nasa hospital. Ano nangyari? Nag-collapse daw. Sabi niya, anong findings nila? Hindi nila alam kung ano nangyayari. Ba't nag-collapse? Pero they found blood around the heart.
Oh.
Di ba? Kasi yung heart natin is merong pericardial sac. Di ba?
Surrounding it.
Surrounding it.
Yeah.
Di ba? So may blood na nagko-collect on that around that space.
Did they
between
figure
the
out
heart and
what
the
happened?
sac.
Like, bakit nag-collect ng blood doon?
So sabi ko sa brother ko, nag-ano siya, aortic dissection. I'm sure nag-aortic dissection niya. Sabi ko sa brother ko. Sabi nung brother ko, pero hindi lang makita sa CT scan yung dissection.
Oh.
Oo. So sabi ko, can you request the doctor na tanggalin yung dugo? Pericardiocentesis. So needle, tapos kunin yung dugo para maka-contract yung heart
Yung
ulit.
heart,
diba?
yeah.
Kasi pag,
Parang lunod na kasi yung heart
oo,
pag
parang
ganun.
ano siya, hindi siya makapag-expand, di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya bumabagsak yung blood pressure, di ba? So after na natanggal yung dugo around the heart, nagising siya.
Grabe.
Oo, nag-normalize yung vitals niya. Tapos gusto niya umuwi. Sabi niya, may flight ako in 2 days, which is accurate.
Ang cute niya.
Gusto niya umuwi. So
Yeah.
tumawag yung brother ko, sabi ko, wag mong pauwiin yan, dapat mag-stay yan sa hospital. Kasi I'm sure may aortic dissection lang. Yan, hindi nila nakikita.
Okay. When you say aortic dissection, like,
Yeah, ibig sabihin aorta natin from the heart, diba? From the left side of the heart, which is the most muscular part of the heart that sends blood
through the body.
everywhere.
Yeah.
To the brain, everywhere,
Yeah.
Dadaan niya sa aorta.
Yeah.
Napunit yung
Oh, my dear.
inner layers ng aorta niya. Delikado yun kasi pag nagtuloy-tuloy yung dissection doon sa valve mismo, yung parang gate na gumagano'n-ganon, fatal yun.
Oh.
Pag naging flail yung valve.
So, mas
yung ganun.
bubulwak na lang yung blood?
Yung
Ganun ba
blood
yun?
gaganon instead of moving forward. Di ba?
Magba-backflow?
Magba-backflow siya.
Okay, yeah.
Oo. So, yun yung suspicion ko nung kinausap ko yung brother ko, di ba? So, nag-stay siya sa hospital. The next day, nag-collapse na naman.
Oh.
Yun na naman nangyari, may blood na naman. Sabi ko, ipaulit mo yung CT scan. May dissection yan. Meron nga dissection, nakita na nila the next day.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos, ang only solution dun is an open heart surgery para i-repair yung valve. Di ba? So, dinala siya sa Cleveland Clinic ng Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
which is the most beautiful hospital I've ever seen. Grabe talaga. Pati they spent a lot of money just creating an ambience.
Luxurious, no?
Very luxurious.
Yeah.
So, swerte nung mother ko na doon siya na-admit. Kasi that was designed for the local population nung king.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oo. So, first class lahat ng service niya.
Grabe.
At ang maganda doon, hindi kami nagbayad ng hindi kami na-bill.
Bakit, Doc? May sa insurance na ba? Or
Hindi. Wala akong insurance kasi
or sa brother mo? Kasi
sabi ko nga sa
doktor siya.
sister ko, ba't hindi mo binilhan ng insurance si mama?
Yeah.
Kasi pag nagta-travel niya papunta dito, lagi kong binibilan ng insurance kasi hindi mo na alam kung anong mangyayari, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo. Nakalimutan daw niya. So, worry ka ng worry for 2 weeks na makatulog.
Yeah. Kasi
Pumunta ako doon, hindi makatulog. Sabi, Diyos ko, ako magbabayad nito lahat. Nag-open heart surgery, 1 million na yung kagad, $1 million US dollars kasi they charge in US dollars
oh, not in dirhams.
Oo,
or
kasi
ano
branch siya ng Cleveland Clinic sa
US.
Sa Ohio, di ba?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oo. Tapos, na-open heart surgery siya. Pagdating ko doon, sabi ko dun sa brother ko, that's the only way that we can save her life, di ba? Open heart surgery. Pero sabi ko, tandaan mo, maraming complications siya pag ginalaw mo yung aorta ng matanda. Lalo na in emergency setting, di ba?
Oh.
Pwede mag-stroke yan. Yun nga nangyari, nag-stroke siya, different parts of the brain. Kasi pag yung aorta natin nag-accumulate ng mga cholesterol, mga plaque,
Yeah.
di ba dito? Pag ginalaw mo yan, pwedeng mag-shower. So,
Yeah.
nag-stroke talaga siya from the back part of the brain to the front part of the brain. So, ano lang siya, nung dumating ako ng Abu Dhabi, wala na siyang meaningful brain function.
Oh.
Wala siyang brain function.
Yeah, Doc.
Oo. So tapos nag-fail na after a few days, nag-fail na yung kidneys, nag-dialysis na, tapos pati yung mga fingers niya na-stroke na din. So they were turning black.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos wala nang meaningful brain activity. So sabi ko sa mga siblings ko, she can survive pero kailangan ng life support ng ventilator.
Yeah.
For the rest of her life. Tapos hindi mo na makakausap yun. Talagang close na lang siya ng eyes.
Yeah.
You know? Tapos wala mga meaningful movements na. Oo. So, after 2 weeks, we let go of her.
Nag-decide din lang
Oo,
kayo.
kasi
Yeah.
she was a very vital woman, di ba?
That's true.
I don't want her to spend the rest of her life nakakabit sa ventilator, tapos may mga pressure source, tapos kung ano mga complications later on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mas ano pa yung suffering niya for sure pag pinatagal pa, di ba?
Oo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after 2 weeks, we let her go. We'll just let nature take its course.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that part, Doctor, of your story. And then, nandito ka na sa Canada, pero at least napunta mo pa rin siya dito, di ba? Na sinabi mo nag-visit siya.
Oo. Saka yung father ko din, sabay sila.
It's amazing. Yung dad mo is still in the Philippines.
No, yung father ko naunang namatay eh.
Okay.
So 2 years before my mom, siya naman, cancer naman sa kanya. Pero na time na discovered na may cancer siya, it spread na. It was everywhere.
Eh, nasa Pilipinas siya noon.
Oo,
di
sa
ba?
Pilipinas.
Eh, grabe naman ang healthcare din sa Pinas pagdating sa mga ganyang cases.
Pero wala siyang symptoms eh.
Oh, okay.
Kasi wala siyang symptoms. Bigla lang siya nahulog. Tapos after that, nung nahulog, parang ang hina na niya.
Oh.
Hindi siya naka-recover. Tapos yung pina-workup namin, yung pala ang dami ng cancer.
Ilang taon yung dad mo, Doc?
85 nung time na yun.
Okay, so nasa 80s sila,
Oo,
no? Grabe.
oo. Kasi yung parents ko, both sila, very highly functioning. Tapos biglang ganun.
Okay.
Biglang patay. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
Very highly functioning. Walang kung ano mga iniinda. Kahit mga arthritis wala. Biglang patay.
Yeah.
Yung lola ko ganun din. Bigla na namatay. Pero highly functioning until the day she died.
Okay.
Yung bigla na namatay, hindi lang na siya nagising sa sleep niya. 89 yung lola ko namatay.
Grabe pero, doctor ha. Yung mom ko namatay siya 50 because of cancer nga.
Cancer. Anong kasing cancer?
Ovarian. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, it's just sad. But yeah, so yung experience mo naman dito sa Canada, Doc. Like, kamusta naman? Like, being a doctor here in Canada.
Doon ako na culture shock.
Okay, dito ka pala na culture shock sa Canada, pero maganda yung bigay sa'yo.
Kasi,
Okay, let's talk about it, Doc. Bakit culture shock ang Canada?
kasi sa Edmonton muna ako kasi 2 weeks ako doon kasi inaayos ko yung mga license ko, di ba?
Oo.
Tapos I have to meet with the college of Physicians of Alberta. Yung parang pinaka-CEO nila doon.
Yeah.
Kasi binigay sa akin yung mga handbook, ano yung mga rules, yung mga regulations, mga gano'n. Sabi ko, Edmonton, during that time, mga March ata yun eh. So patapos na yung winter.
Yeah.
Tapos nanday pa rin yellow.
Yeah.
Sabi ko,
yung
inay.
maputik.
Oo.
Yun yung pinakaayoko.
Tapos iba yung dinaanan pa namin, hindi magandang parts ng Edmonton. Diba? Sabi ko, ano ba to? What did I sign up for?
Baka yung mga pa-farm pa yung dinaanan ninyo.
Hindi, yung parang mga ghetto na area.
Oh.
Hindi magandang tingnan. Sabi ko, ano ba to? Parang, although, sa Milwaukee din naman, mayroong mga ganyang parts din na hindi magandang areas.
Yeah.
Parang gano'n yung itsura niya. Tapos ano pa, madilim, tapos basa-basa pa yung mga, tapos may mga yellow-yellow pa doon sa
Yeah.
Sabi ko, ina, what did I sign up for? Tapos, may sumundo sa akin after 2 weeks, dinala ako sa medicine hut. Mas culture shock yun.
Mas secluded.
Oo.
Yeah, mas malaki kasi ang Edmonton, di ba?
Oo, mas malaki Edmonton, di ba?
Yeah.
Yung medicine hut, konti lang yung during that time, 67,000 people lang ata yung medicine hut.
Okay, yeah.
And everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Oo.
Pero ano yung na experience mo doon, Doc? Na parang culture shock ka nun?
Yung walang masyadong, walang magawa outside of work,
Yeah.
Oo.
Pero kamusta ang pagiging doktor mo doon compared sa lahat na napuntahan mo, mapa-US man, mapa-New Zealand man?
Mas mas relax naman yung work ko doon. Kasi
Okay.
at least one hospital lang pinupuntahan ko, di ba? Hindi
Yeah.
na pumunta saka medyo maliit lang yung hospital, hindi rin ganun kalaki na nakakapagod mag-rounds.
Yeah.
Oo. Kaya sa Wisconsin, sa St. Luke's, ang laki talaga ng hospital. I had to carry a map para hindi ako maligaw. Kasi ang dami niyang wings. Ang dami talaga. Tapos padagdag ng buildings.
Yeah.
Nung time na yun. Oo. So yung medicine hut, although yung trabaho ko dun ang dami din kasi geriatrician ako, so I was looking at complex cases. At the same time, I was doing adult medicine din.
Okay.
Di
Yeah.
ba? Internal medicine. Tapos at the same time, I was managing patients in ICU. Tapos ako pa yung yung sa stroke prevention clinic ako din. Tapos ako din dun sa yung mga nag-i-stress test. Ako din yun. Ako yung
Grabe.
nagbabasa ng mga ECG.
Ang dami niyong ginagawa din.
Ang dami
Busy
kong job
din.
description.
Yeah.
Tapos I'm actually, ako pa yung nagpapalakad ng geriatric assessment unit nila.
Yeah.
So ang dami kong mga very varied yung roles ko doon. Oo.
Na-enjoy mo naman yung stay mo doon, Doc?
Oo, I learned a lot. Kasi if you're working in a smaller setting, mas konti yung specialist, di ba?
Yeah.
Only have to depend on yourself to figure out things.
Okay.
Oo.
And then, mahirap ba dito sa Canada maging doktor?
Mas mahirap pag nasa small setting ka.
Okay.
Sa small community. Kasi sa'yo lahat yun eh.
Tsaka hindi ka pwede magkamali, no?
Oo, hindi ka pwede magkamali.
Grabe.
Oo. Pero ang taas nung very steep yung learning curve ko. Kasi kahit yung mga cases na hindi ako masyadong interesado. Kasi sa Milwaukee, halimbawa, may case na lupus, for example. Well, hindi naman ako interested sa rheumatology. So, i-refer ko na siya doon sa colleague ko na rheumatologist, di ba?
Yeah.
So, sila ang bahala. Dito, I have to learn that on my own.
Oh, so
I have to
kahit
be
hindi mo na,
interested
hindi
in that
nasaklaw
too.
sa'yo, yeah.
Oo, kasi wala namang rheumatologist sa medicine na during that time.
So, ikaw lahat.
Ikaw lahat talaga. Oo. So,
So, kahit anong challenge na ibigay sa'yo, go.
oo. So, ang dami kong disease na na-recognize.
Yeah.
Oo. Kasi nakita ko na siya on my own. Na hindi pa na-diagnose. Ako nag-diagnose talaga.
Yeah.
So, pag nakita ko siya dito, ay, alam ko na to. Parang ganun.
Grabe.
So, nahasa ako.
So, doctor, like, di ba, tapos nandun ka na and then nag-move ka na dito sa Calgary. Di ba? And then ngayon,
2018.
yeah, sa anong reason kung bakit ka nag-move, and then tell us kung saan ka na ngayon dito sa Calgary, and then we're gonna talk about yung diet and sa
Yes.
lifestyle.
Yeah, so medicine kasi at some point, I found it too small.
Okay.
You know. Although may mga friends na ako doon, kasi may Filipino community.
Na-build mo na yung community din.
Pero professionally, parang ayoko nang hospital kasi during that time. Kasi ayoko nang nagpupuyat lagi. Yung kuminsan 3 araw, wala ka pang tulog. Yung parang ganun.
Yeah.
Tapos nag-clinic ka pa the next day. Kahit wala kang tulog, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo, sabi ko, ano ba to? Magkakasakit ako nito. Di ba?
Yeah.
So, lumipat ako ng Calgary. Sabi ko, magkiklinik lang ako sa Calgary.
Okay, so hindi na talaga ospital, sa clinic na lang.
Oo.
Di ba? Para,
Oo.
para,
Kaya hindi ko na kinuha uli. Give up ko sa yung hospital privileges and umalis ako ng medicine hatid.
oh,
So, hindi ko na siya nire-apply dito. Kasi sabi ko, ayoko na mag-hospital. Yung ginigising ka 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
tatawagan ka anytime.
Kung minsan post-call ka, akala nung clerk, ikaw pa rin yung call. Natutulog ka, bigla kang gigisingin. Kasi hindi nila alam na hindi ka na pala on call.
Yeah.
Hindi nila-
Or day
hindi-
off mo pala,
Hindi nila chinek
nagkamali.
yung board bago tumawag. Oo.
Pero kamusta yung experience mo ngayon sa clinic, doctor? Like dito sa Calgary?
Okay naman, kasi ano lang siya, parang office work eh.
Yeah.
So, mas predictable yung schedule mo, di ba?
Yeah.
And you know that you're gonna have a weekend.
Yes.
Diba?
You have more free time para sa
O, hindi
sarili.
katulad pag nag-hospital ka, yung ibang Fridays, pag Friday na, instead of TGIF, siya, oh no, it's Friday, kasi on call ka for the weekend.
Yeah, so kailangan mo ng free time, kaya sabi mo, okay.
Tapos yung ibang mga kasama kong internist, medyo tatamad-tamad. Bigla na halimbawa, tapos na yung shift mo, biglang tatawag na may sakit daw sila.
Ay, so ikaw na magko-cover.
May sakit. Ako i-extend ko na naman yun for 48 hours. Kuminsan 72 hours pa nga. Tuloy-tuloy yun ako. No?
Pero dito sa Calgary, ano yung usually na hinahandle mo na mga
alam mo, hindi ko
patients?
ginagawa yun. Kahit may sakit ako, hindi magandang pakiramdam ko, tinutuloy ko yung call ko.
Yeah.
Tinatapos ko. Kahit may migraine ako, madalas na mag-migraine before eh.
Yeah.
Oo.
Pero dito sa Calgary, ano yung mga handle mo, Doc?
Marami kung ano-ano, mga puro internal medicine, geriatrics,
Okay.
functional, kasi I also have a functional medicine background, di ba?
Yeah, when you say functional medicine background, can you educate us more about that?
Functional medicine meaning you get to the root cause of disease.
Okay.
Right? Kasi if you ultimately look at chronic disease, no matter what name we give it, diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, gout, fatty liver, cancer, mental health, chronic pain, dementia eventually. I can
Yeah.
actually name a lot of chronic disease. Ang iisa lang yung root cause nun eh.
Yeah.
It's either, or a combination of insulin resistance, which is prediabetes or diabetes, chronic inflammation, and then mitochondrial dysfunction. Yung tatlo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so functional medicine, we go at those three, so, and everything will work it, everything will improve pag tinarget mo yung tatlong yun.
Oh, okay.
Oo. Kasi I don't believe in managing chronic disease.
Yeah.
Kasi a lot of these chronic diseases can actually be reversed. For example, most cases of diabetes type 2, adult onset diabetes,
Yeah.
it can be reversed.
Like, paano nyo nasabi na nare-reverse na? Kasi usually, ang connotation natin when it comes to diabetes, especially sa type 2, irreversible na siya, di ba?
Yun nga, kasi nga, kaya, my patients, when they get referred to me by the family doctors and they're diabetic, I will tell them, we have an option of trying to reverse your disease, or we can continue with managing with medications. What do you want to do? And then they get surprised, like, oh, I didn't realize that diabetes can be reversed. Nobody told me.
Oh, so yung iba hindi aware,
Hindi aware.
enough yung education nila. So, doon kayo papasok.
Oo, doon ako mapapasok.
Okay.
Kasi when you understand your body, then you will learn to respect it better.
Ay, naniniwala ako dyan.
Oo.
So, Doc, can you
At saka ako mag-explain
educate
kasi.
yung mga, yung mga ano natin, audience natin?
Kasi always big picture ako eh.
Yeah.
Kasi pag nag-train ka sa geriatrics, you have to look at the whole person. Diba? Hindi lang yan puso, hindi lang yan lungs.
Yeah.
Diba? Hindi lang yan brain. You have to look at the whole person. Yun talaga yung training is look at the whole person.
Yeah.
Diba?
As a whole talaga
As
siya.
a whole. So yung tingin ko sa disease process is big picture din. There's something driving all these things kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng chronic disease.
Yeah.
You get to the root of that, and then everything will work better.
Yeah.
Halimbawa, pag naging pre-diabetic ka, actually, when you say pre-diabetic, that means your insulin levels are running high all the time.
Nag-spike.
Right?
Yeah.
And then some of the times, your blood sugar will be abnormal, right? And then next phase is diabetic.
Yeah.
Na mataas yung insulin mo lagi, tapos yung blood sugar mo, kasi it's loss compensation, naging resistant na yung cells mo to your own insulin, mataas lagi yung blood sugar mo. There's a stage before those two na people don't realize. And
To prevent it.
That actually happens for years or even decades. Mataas yung insulin mo lagi, pero yung blood sugar mo okay pa. That's where the damage starts. Kahit normal pa yung blood sugar mo.
Ano yung, Doc, na masasanay na lang yung katawan mo throughout sa journey
Hindi, kasi
na yun?
habang bata pa tayo, we will adapt to that high insulin level.
Okay.
Diba? Eventually, nagbe-breakdown, habang tumatanda, nagbe-breakdown yung defenses natin. We go to the next stage, which is pre-diabetes.
Okay.
And then diabetes. Dapat ma-identify mo na siya during that asymptomatic phase na mataas lang yung insulin. Yeah. Pero you can see signs na umaakit na yung insulin ng isang tao eh.
Okay.
Kahit normal pa yung blood sugar. Kasi nag-start na yung blood pressure nila umaakit na. It's a sign na mataas na yung insulin mo eh. And then they start collecting fat around their midsection. That's a sign na mataas yung insulin ng tao.
Yeah, pag malaki na ang tiyan, sinabi niya.
Pag lumalaki na yung tiyan, kahit nag-exercise, lumalaki daw yung tiyan nila, di ba?
Oh.
That's a sign na mataas na yung insulin mo. Kahit normal, that's where the damage starts. Tapos yung mga brain fog na yan, mga mental fatigue, doon nag-start yan, mataas yung insulin, yung blood sugar mo normal pa. Kasi when yung insulin, high insulin cause as much damage as high blood sugar.
Okay.
Oo.
Yeah.
Huwag mo nang hintayin na lumala pa yung problema. I-identify mo na siya. Yun yung approach ko.
Okay. So like, saan usually nag-start yung mga chronic diseases na yung prevention tayo, doctor, para naman ma-educate yung mga audience natin. So, any advices,
here's
especially ngayon sa
there's
generation?
actually ethnic differences in the way people express insulin resistance.
Yeah.
Asians in general, we don't have to be big to develop diabetes.
Yeah.
All we have to do is have a big belly and we become diabetic. So, yung mga Asians, payat sila dito, malaki yung
Malaking
tiyan,
tiyan.
diabetic na. Hindi katulad ng mga puti, for example, they have to be big, really big, para magka-diabetes. Kasi magde-deposit sila ng fat muna around here or their their hips o kaya yung butts nila kasi kaya malaki yung puwet nila, di ba?
Yeah.
Before they start depositing here.
Oh.
When they start depositing fat here, kasi they've already reached that fat threshold in other parts of the body, wala na nang ma-deposit, diba? Hindi na
So,
kaya
sa tiyan na.
mag-deposit. Dito na. Doon na sila magkaka-diabetes.
Okay.
We reached that point much earlier. So, dapat mas maingat tayo.
Okay, pero sa atin kasing mga Asians, so sa tiyan agad?
Sa
Ganun
tiyan.
ba? Oh,
Yun ang
okay.
when you look at the studies on people with a lot of visceral fat, meaning there's a lot of fat around the visceral organs, around the internal organs.
Yeah.
Pag in-MRI mo yan, daming nababalot ng fat yung liver, yung pancreas, ang dami may fat. Yung fat na yun is active. It's actually releasing inflammatory molecules.
Oh, okay.
Oo. Kaya the mere fact na meron kang tiyan, na marami kang adipose tissue around the internal organs, it will increase your risk for chronic disease.
Okay.
Oo.
Grabe.
Oo. Maganda yung fat na under the skin. That's healthy fat, yung subcutaneous fat. Pero when the fat deposits around your internal organs, yun yung dangerous na fat. Yun ang iiwasan natin.
Yeah.
And what's driving that is insulin.
Okay,
Pag
Doc.
mataas yung insulin mo, what drives insulin, yung starch, yung carbohydrates,
Doon
yung
napapasok yung
rice,
diet.
yung sugar, yung fruits.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, fruits are not healthy.
Really?
They're not. If you think about it, if you think critically about fruits, bakit tayo kumakain ng fruits sa Northern Hemisphere in winter time? Wala namang fruits occurring naturally sa winter, di ba?
That's true. So wait, I'm so excited to learn about that kasi
Yeah.
ang hilig ko sa fruits. Yun yung pinaka main source ko ng sweets.
So I call it the nature's candy. Kasi pareho lang yung structure ng table sugar saka fruit sugar. Parehong glucose and fructose yun.
Oh, okay.
Fructose is most especially dangerous to our metabolism. When you go back to before agriculture, before we invented agriculture, which was only 10,000 years ago,
Yeah.
before that, our ancestors went hunting and gathering. The way they would use fruits is to fatten themselves up before the winter.
Para may
Kasi
magamit sila.
they're expecting a lean season eh.
Oh.
Na wala silang masyadong ma-hunt na animals, di ba? Di ba?
Yeah.
So they would forage for wild fruits. Yun ang kakainin nila para they would develop fat.
Grabe.
So ang nangyayari ngayon, because the consumption of carbohydrates has been so unprecedentedly high in our modern food system, we're always in a storage mode, anticipating a lean season that never happens.
Yeah.
Kasi food is readily available, di ba? Hindi na natin kailangang mag-hunt for food, di ba?
Fast food na agad nandyan na.
Oh, tapos mag-order ka pa, yung skip the dishes.
DoorDash.
Okay,
Yeah. Andyan na agad, kakatok na lang.
So kain ng carbs, parang that lean season doesn't happen anymore.
Oh.
Di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
food is widely available.
So yun pa yung reason. Wait, Doc, can you elaborate more dun sa fruits?
Oh, isa pa, nasa Northern Hemisphere, you think about it, pag winter, yung light masyadong mahina, di ba?
Yeah.
Light is one of the things that drives our metabolism.
Okay.
Mas mabilis yung metabolism natin pag matindi yung araw, di ba? Kaya sa
Yeah.
Pilipinas,
gutom ka lagi.
Gutom ka lagi kasi mas mataas yung metabolic rate mo kasi mas mainit yung katawan mo eh. Di ba?
Totoo, Doctor. Pag dito, less light.
Oo. So bakit kakain ng fruit sa winter time dito?
So ano yung
The reason why it's
nyo, Doc?
available kasi ine-export yung mga fruits from everywhere during the winter.
Grabe.
Pero
Sorry, Doctor. Ano i-recommend nyo pag winter season? Ano yung mga dapat na kinakain, ina-avoid, ganyan?
generally, whatever season it is, we should be more protein-centric. Especially habang tumatanda tayo, we're losing muscle mass, we're losing bone mass, right?
So protein dapat.
And that drives frailty, di ba? Pag wala ka ng masyadong muscles pag in your 80s, mas mahuhulog ka. You'll be more frail.
Yeah.
And yun ang nakikita ko lagi, di ba? So we should be more protein-centric. So whatever is on the plate, for every meal, we should have a protein portion. At least 25 to 30 grams
25 to
per
40.
kilogram of body weight for every meal. You have to
Okay.
prioritize protein. Ang ginagawa ng mga tao ngayon, yung carbs muna ang kinakain. Tapos last na yung meat.
Okay.
Dapat yung meat muna, saka yung vegetables, before
Okay.
yung starch.
Okay.
Or mas maganda, wag mo na kainin yung starch.
Kasi busog ka na dahil sa protein and mas longer mo
Oo.
pa ma-use
Yeah.
yun.
At the same time, if you eat that way, pag kinain mo yung starch, So, protein muna, saka yung fiber, di ba? Pag kinain mo yung starch, yung blood sugar mo hindi masyadong aakyat.
Oh,
Kasi yung protein, saka yung fiber, it will prevent your blood sugar from rising too high from the starches. Yeah.
grabe. So, ganun pala, hindi kada prutas, kakain. So, anong mas importante, Doc?
Oh,
Prutas or vegetables? Sorry, go
there's
ahead.
another thing. You have to remember the fruits now are different from the fruits of our ancestors.
Saan?
Because they have been genetically engineered.
Oh,
Yeah. Have you ever seen a wild banana? The
no.
way it was designed by nature before all this genetic engineering. Have you ever seen one? I've seen one in the jungles in the Philippines.
Sa Philippines, yes.
Yes.
Pero-
So it's small. When you peel it, ang daming seeds.
Oh, yeah. And
Pag
which is,
kinagat mo, hindi siya matamis.
yeah.
Tapos very fibrous, parang you're biting into a rope. Ang daming
Yeah.
fiber. Yung banana ngayon is a product of genetic engineering.
Grabe. Clinone na nila.
Mm-mm.
So sad. Yeah.
So, mas marami siyang sugar, at the same time, mas konti na yung fiber ng fruits ngayon.
Why is that, Doc? Bakit nagkakaroon ng genetic engineering? You
Kasi
mentioned?
we want to domesticate. We want to control the environment kasi, di ba? Parang ginawa natin sa dogs, di ba? We domesticate the wolf. And
Okay.
this is a process of interbreeding until you get a certain phenotype, you know? Halimbawa, yung mga chihuahua, di ba? They're so far removed from the wolf, but they're all descended from the wolves because of crossbreeding, you know?
Okay.
Until they reach that point. Now, okay, so chihuahua, I have another variety of a dog called chihuahua.
Yeah.
Di ba? Tapos imimate lang nila, puro chihuahuas na, so to get the same exact copy, di ba?
Yeah.
Ganon din ginagawa natin sa fruits, you know?
Grabe.
Oo.
That's so sad.
Kasi if you have a wild asparagus, for example, you know, the way it was designed by nature, it will get to a point, pag nag-mature yung asparagus, ayaw mo na kainin kasi very fibrous na. So ang ginawa natin, dinomesticate natin yung wild asparagus, and then we turn it into, mariretain yung young characteristics ng asparagus. Habang nagmamature siya, ano pa rin siya, maganda pa rin yung texture niya sa mouth natin, hindi siya fibrous.
Oh.
Oo.
Pero yung nutrients niya and stuff.
Oo,
mas
kasi yung
less
wild
na.
asparagus, pag kinain mo na mature na, hindi na magandang kainin. Mas
Grabe,
maganda siya kainin
no?
pag bata pa yung asparagus.
Yeah.
So, in-engineer natin to retain that young characteristics para all throughout its lifespan, pwede pa rin natin makain.
Hindi ba dahil sa sustainability din yan sa food consumption natin? That's why
Yeah, because we have to feed more people, right? Di ba? Kasi
our population is growing.
lumaki ng yung population. We have to have a more stable source of food.
But the lifespan is lesser.
Oh, actually, the lifespan has increased because of all
Okay.
this modern technology.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Yun
thing
yung
is, we're
advantage
so
din.
good at managing acute care, and like
Yeah.
if we intervene, for example, somebody who comes in with pneumonia, double pneumonia, and they're septic, we're so good at actually treating that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not good at dealing with chronic disease. Kasi parami yung mga taong may chronic disease eh.
Okay.
It's expected na the number of people with dementia will triple by 2050.
Why is that?
Kasi almost everybody is becoming insulin resistant as they get older. Almost all of them are pre-diabetic, which is not a natural state.
Okay.
Although, kung minsan sinasabi ng mga doctors, okay lang yan kasi you're 88 or 85 na to be a little bit diabetic. Hindi naman totoo yun. Pwede naman maiwasan yun eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So doon na kayo pumapasok talaga to prevent it.
Because, you have to, kailangan mabuwag mo yung mga myths na yun kasi ang daming myths around health eh. Na halimbawa, it runs in our family, yung diabetes
Yung
daw.
genetic daw.
Para hindi nila maiiwasan yun. No, maiiwasan yun.
Okay.
Yung genes, load the gun. Lifestyle, pull the trigger.
Oh, so it's the lifestyle.
It's the
that
lifestyle that
yeah.
actually express that disease.
Grabe.
Kasi if you do everything right, hindi ma-express yung gene. Nakasuppress lang yun.
Yeah.
In the same way, in cancer, if you don't live right, may genes ka, for example, for breast cancer. If you don't do things well, halimbawa, if you become obese, ma-express yung cancer cell na yun instead of nakasuppress
Mabubuhay
lang
siya,
siya.
no? Yeah.
Mabubuhay siya.
So, like, sa prevention tayo, Doc, give us 5 prevention. So, sa lifestyle, sabi nyo nga, diet, ganyan.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
number 1 is diet. So, ang pinaka-baseline dyan, bottom line is whole natural foods.
okay.
So meaning ultra-processed foods have no place in a healthy human diet, Maybe young people, teenagers can eat those things, not as we get older,
Yeah.
At some point it will be payback time,
Yeah.
right?
So, when you say like processed food, ang easily accessible
Yeah.
na lang kasi ngayon, Doc, 'di ba?
Oo.
So, talagang papasok talaga dyan yung disiplina din
Mm-mm.
na
Yeah,
hindi
yeah.
talaga pwede.
Yeah, so actually if you actually go after natural foods, you will actually spend less time sa supermarket eh.
Yeah, kasi konti lang yung options na
Konti lang option, doon ka lang around the periphery. Hindi mo
Yeah.
na pupuntaan yung mga aisle.
na unhealthy.
Oo. So, when you say processed food, anything with an ingredient list is processed, right? Ultra-processed. Kasi yung pag nagbili ka ng meat, wala namang ingredient list yun.
That's true.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Ibig sabihin natural foods. Yung eggs, wala namang ingredient list yun. Di ba? Ibig sabihin natural food siya.
Kahit pa yung sinasabi nila na basta nakapack and then kahit sabihin pang organic yan or anything. Oh, okay.
Oo.
That's so sad.
Oo. So, medyo toxic na yung natin yung food environment eh. Di ba?
Yeah, parang iniisip ko nga ngayon, Doctor,
Lahat,
parang
tapos ini-spray pa
konti-
yan ng mga pesticides.
Parang ang konting options lang pag wala talagang yung mga list na yung mga contains na ganyan, no?
Oo.
Grabe.
A lot of people have no awareness of this, di ba?
Yeah.
They think that eating a salad is, yung salad out of the bag is healthy. Hindi naman healthy yun kasi nga, in-spray ng preservatives, that's why they last long. Tapos yung plastic pa, so kinakain mo dun yung plastic din.
Grabe.
Di ba?
Kaya pala yung iba, they love eating organic, fresh from their garden kasi alam nila.
Oo, actually that's the right way to eat.
Okay.
Oo, kasi yun naman ginagawa ng mga ancestors natin eh. They grow their own plants, di ba?
Yeah.
And they're eating it. Walang processing na nangyayari.
Pero dito sa Canada, Doc, like, ano yung marirecommend mo? Kasi halos lahat nga ng gulay dito, sabi mo yung salad naka-plastic. So,
Tapos may pesticides pa yun, di ba?
i-avoid
Pag hindi-
natin yung
pag
mga
hindi
naka-plastic.
organic.
Yeah.
Oo. So you actually have to buy the components of the salad individually. Tapos ikaw na mag-i-slice noon.
Grabe.
And then if you
I
go-
learned something so
And if you
valuable
go to,
today.
dapat yung mga ini-store mo siya sa glass din, hindi sa plastic.
Okay.
Kasi we're inundated by plastic eh.
yeah.
They're doing biopsies of dead people, yung brain, and they're finding plastic sa brain na.
Dahil sa mga ginagamit natin.
Dahil sa yung mga Tupperware, di ba? Tapos yung mga cookware natin naka-coat ng Teflon.
Oh,
Diba?
okay. Recommend mo ba dapat stainless?
Stainless o kaya yung cast iron.
Okay, cast iron and
Oo, na
stainless.
walang
Yeah, okay.
ang tawag doon, yung layer.
Yung black na
Oo, yung non-stick na gano'n.
non-stick, yeah. Na pag na overcook mo yung sasama pati yun.
Yes, tapos yung iba yung chopping board nila plastic din, di ba yung chopping board?
You recommend dapat bamboo.
Bamboo,
Yung mga
kaya
ganun.
yung wood.
Wood, yeah. Okay, grabe guys.
So we have to be mindful about these things.
Simple pero ang laking impact niyan in the
It will
future.
go along with. Tapos yung bottled water, di ba yung iba inom ng bottled water?
Okay.
Very low quality plastic yun eh.
Okay. Yung stainless dapat ang
Tapos
gamitin
may
daw.
heat, kuminsan naiwan pa sa kotse, di ba, na ng heat.
Oo.
Di lalong nag-release yung plastic into the water. Yung plastics na to, they actually disrupt our endocrine system. They become false estrogens. Kaya ang dami mga babae ngayon meron problema sa infertility.
Okay.
Meron din
Yung
mga-
PCOS ba?
Because ang dami ngayon.
Yes, yun
Oo.
daw yung malaki ang rate
Oo.
ngayon.
Related yan sa insulin din. Mataas yung insulin ng mga babaeng to.
Grabe.
Ang equivalent yan sa lalaki, erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
Mataas ang insulin ng mga yan. Pag mataas yung insulin mo, it disrupts your hormones din.
Grabe.
Oo, bababa yung testosterone mo pag mataas yung insulin.
So, ang daming kailangan
Oo.
i-educate.
Tapos yung mga babae, yung estrogen, hindi nila ma-eliminate from their system. So, nahihirapan sila pag may period kung ano mga masakit ng tiyan, kung ano mga
Dysmenorrhea,
nararamdaman.
yeah.
Kasi yung estrogen nila masyado mataas. Tapos yung ibang estrogen, it forms toxic. Nagiging toxic sa katawan ng babae pag hindi mo ma-eliminate.
Yeah.
Oo.
Ang sad, Doc. Like, sabi mo nga, yung mga ancestors natin, di ba? Like, yung way nila, sobrang simple lang
Yeah, very
pagdating sa
simple life,
food.
di ba?
Pero yung
And they actually
evolution,
work for their food.
yeah.
Yeah, so exercise na yun, di ba? If you're actually walking for miles, looking for, or going after a mammoth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero ano yung tingin nyo na reason kung bakit like yung evolution,
Tapos
ganun
hindi
na
tayo
lang?
nagka-fasting. Yun din yun. Wala nang fasting kasi yung ancestors natin, they don't eat every day. Kasi they're not always lucky to get an animal to eat, di ba?
Oo nga, kasi andyan na eh. Pag gutom ka, bili ka na lang agad.
So fasting is actually part of our nature. Dapat nagpa-fasting tayo every now and then para
Grabe.
malinis yung katawan.
Wait, pag sinabi mo magpa-fasting ka, ilang days, ilang hours, ganyan, yung pinaka-normal sa isang tao na.
Siguro mga 12 to 16 hours. Depende kasi pag yung very unhealthy yung pasyente ko, sometimes I would ask them to fast longer.
Okay.
If I want
Pero
to reverse
minimum is
diabetes
12,
fast.
di ba?
Minimum for anybody, 12 to 16
12 to
hours.
16. Is that how many parang days per
Mm-hmm.
week ang normal na
If you
gagawin?
can do it every day, mas maganda. Kasi when you're fasting, that you're giving a chance for yourselves to renew.
Oh,
Oo.
okay.
Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, we're always eating. Ang laking demand dun sa body eh. And we're generating a lot of free radicals and reactive oxygen species, which actually ages us faster when we're eating all the time. Because it's a big job for the body to clean that out.
Grabe.
Yeah, so when you're fasting, you're actually giving your internal organs a rest from having to do all that work,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you start renewing. Halimbawa, yung mitochondria na palpak na, kailangan nang i-replace. When you're fasting, nare-replace yung mitochondria with newer mitochondria. And that's a
Okay.
form of stress to the body, right? We need to stress our body every now and then. So that's why exercise is a good stress to the body.
Okay, yeah.
You need to stress your body so it will become more resilient. Oo.
Grabe, importante.
Oo. Ang problema ngayon sa modern life natin, everything has been so convenient. We're living in constant temperature all the time.
That's true.
Ayaw natin ma-expose sa malamig, sa mainit. Actually, exposures to cold and exposures to heat is actually good for us because it builds cellular resilience.
That's nice to know.
We
Yeah.
become stronger.
Kaya
It
pala
builds
yung
our
iba,
immunity too.
kaya pala yung iba nagko-cold shower and then nagbabat
Oo,
yung.
yung iba nga nagko-cold plunge pa, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Oo.
So beneficial pala siya sa katawan din.
Oh, beneficial yun. Kasi we were not living in constant temperature before. These all are modern inventions to make life more convenient. But as we make life more convenient, we become weaker species.
That's a nice explanation there, yeah.
Yes, and then look at ito, yung mandible natin, it became weaker over time kasi puro malambot yung kinakain natin eh.
Oh.
If you look at the skulls of our hunting and gathering ancestors, they were chomping a lot of meat, right? Choking on meat.
Oh.
Ang gaganda ng ano nila.
Ng jawline nila.
Jawline, yung broad. And then, tingnan mo yung teeth nila straight. Dito. Kompleto yun. Kasi they don't have to pull out the wisdom tooth.
Grabe.
Oo. With our modern food system, kasi puro plants na kinakain, puro grains, tapos puro malambot na pati mga meats natin, ayaw natin ng medyo matigas, di ba?
Yeah.
Nag-weaken yung natin, lower face natin. So, tingnan mo yung mga teeth ng ibang tao, sungki-sungki sa bottom. Di ba?
Hindi
Nag-overlap
na
sila.
na-exercise eh.
Tapos yung wisdom tooth, kailangan na i-pull out kasi wala nang space para mag-grow eh.
Ang ganda ng explanation mo doon, Doc.
Oo.
Parang ang simple lang, ginawa lang natin komplikado through ano yung time, di ba?
Exactly. And then, and then we're becoming weaker and weaker as species.
Yeah.
Tingnan mo, ang daming batang may allergies, di ba?
That's true.
Oo.
Akala ko dito lang sa Canada yun.
Kasi very very well protected na ngayon. Hindi katulad naming time namin, we were allowed to roll in the dirt. We probably ate dirt without knowing it, right?
Yung play mud.
Oo.
Yeah.
Tapos yung marbles.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun,
Naalala ko
yung
din yan,
marbles,
yeah.
nabuhukay kami ng mga little.
Yung mga text pa, may
Oo,
mga
tapos
ganun.
nakadapa kami doon sa
Pero ngayon, ganyan no, puro
doon sa dust,
screen.
di ba?
Yeah.
Ngayon, puro puro ganito.
Yeah. Nasa loob na lang ng bahay.
Tapos yung mothers very overprotective. Wipe ng surface. Puro in disinfectant. We need those germs to train our immune system.
Yeah. Grabe. Ang ganda explanation mo.
Yes, and then konting sakit lang, antibiotic na kagad.
But dito sa Canada, hindi no? Hindi masyadong inaano ang antibiotic.
Hindi, ang dami kong nakikita.
Ay, talaga
Hindi naman
ba?
kailangan antibiotic na. Kasi kung minsan kasalanan din ng pasyente kasi kinukulit yung family doctor na bigyan sila antibiotic.
Oh.
Yun, sore throat lang karamihan ng sore throat viral, hindi naman
Viral,
bacterial.
yes. Yeah.
Tapos binibigyan ng antibiotic. Kaya puro sira yung tiyan nila. Eventually, pupunta sa akin kasi ang dami nila mga digestion issues.
Yeah.
Kasi parang inano mo nagpadala ka ng nuclear bomb dun sa gut microbiome mo
Yeah.
So nasira na yung gut microbiome. Pag sira yung gut microbiome mo, ang daming systemic effects.
Oh.
Oo.
Can you still reverse it pag gano'n na may mga damages
Ayusin mo
na?
yung gut microbiome mo uli with the proper food,
Yeah.
proper lifestyle.
Yeah. Which is usually, it's yung sinasabi mong whole foods.
Probiotics, whole foods, yung mga
Okay.
fermented foods. Yung mga fermented foods, yung mga kimchi, sauerkraut,
Oh, okay.
natto, yung Japanese fermented soybeans. Dapat we should have fermented foods every day.
Okay.
Kasi we are introducing good bacteria every time we eat fermented foods.
That's nice. Yung kimchi pala, super good pala yun.
Oo, kimchi, natto,
Natto, okay.
sauerkraut, tempeh, kefir, yung yogurt na drinkable.
Okay.
Yung sa Russia.
Kefir.
Oo, maganda yun.
May nabiblenda ba dito sa...
Kombucha.
Oh, kombucha. Yung kombucha, like anything ba yan na kahit yung
Basta kombucha, less than 2 grams of sugar.
2
Dapat.
grams? Okay.
Less than 2 grams.
Ilang percent yun, Dok? Mga 2%? Mga ganyan lang dapat? Or lesser? Yung sa sugar. Kasi di ba...
Hindi, titignan mo siya kung ano yung sugar content. So,
Okay,
pipili mo less than 2. Dapat merong sediment sa
bottom
sa
ng
bottom.
bottle. Okay, yeah.
Ibig sabihin, talagang kombucha.
Okay. Grabe. Ang hirap din kasi ngayon, Doc, na parang bumili ka ng kombucha, mamaya, hindi yung credibility nung binilhan mo, hindi maganda.
Oo nga. Saka titignan mo kung meron siyang sediment sa... Titignan mo kung ilang grams of sugar.
Okay.
Ayaw mo ng high sugar na kombucha.
Yeah, Doc. So, yung sugar, ano yung advantage na nakakain mo yung sugar every time, yung pagkain ng cake?
Wala.
Okay.
Walang advantage. Lalo na habang tumatanda tayo, we should actually stay away from sugar.
Yeah.
If we can stay away from sugar complete, mas maganda.
So, pati fruits din? Once in a while lang?
Depende. Kung healthy ka, wala kang mga sakit, wala kang evidence na mataas yung insulin mo,
Yeah.
you can be more liberal about those things. Pero habang
Okay.
nagkakasakit tayo, we have to be aware of what we're putting in our mouth. Kasi this is driving chronic disease, yung mga kinakain natin.
Yeah.
Oo. Pati arthritis is caused by sugar and a lot of starches in the diet. Hindi naman dahil sa ginamit natin yung tuhod natin for a long period of time, dahil tayo may arthritis. Hindi totoo yun.
Yeah. Dahil sa kinakain.
Dahil sa kinakain. Oo.
Pero Doc, ano masasabi mo naman sa mga internal organs, na kunyari meat, ganyan na okay lang ba siya nakainin?
Okay lang yun.
Okay.
Actually, yung liver, yung beef liver, ang daming walang ayaw, di ba? Actually, very loaded you with nutrition
Okay, yeah.
Pero wag ka kakain ng liver every day kasi ayaw mong maging toxic sa vitamin A kasi maraming vitamin A yun.
Okay.
Oo. Siguro mga a small portion every, a few days a week, mga ganun.
Okay, that's
Of
amazing.
liver. O kaya, yung kidney, yung heart, yung mga ganun.
Yeah.
Kasi very loaded with nutrition yun
Okay. Doc.
Actually, yung red meat, if you look at a piece of red meat, it actually is the most dense in nutrition compared to other food items.
Okay, yeah.
Ang medyo kulang lang sa red meat siguro is magnesium. Magnesium is derived from plants. Diba? Yung chlorophyll nila, at the center of the chlorophyll molecule is magnesium.
Doon mo siya makukuha.
Oo.
Ang galing. So, dapat talaga green leafy and then
Oo.
red meat.
Saka yung vegetables is not actually for us. It's to feed our microbiome.
Okay.
Kasi karamihan ng vitamins, minerals sa plants is not available to us. Hindi maganda yung absorption.
Okay.
Oo, ng karamihan ng mga vitamins and minerals sa plants. Mas maganda ba yung mga vitamins and minerals coming from animal-derived proteins? Mas absorbable yun.
Okay.
Oo.
So, protein talaga, malaki talaga yung factor na...
Malaki yung role ng protein in
Okay.
defining who's gonna be healthy and who's gonna be unhealthy.
So, kumain tayo ng madaming protein, guys.
Protein.
So, Doc, yung kunyari, eto,
Saka, don't be scared of eating fat.
that's true.
Oo.
Alam mo, Doc, parang yun yung na-realize ko lately. So, parang sinabi, ina-avoid ko kasi siya. Tapos sinabi sa akin nung doctor, oh, you don't Kasi kailangan mo yan for your body din.
And for your brain, yung
Yun,
fat.
mag-brain fog ka nga.
Saka yung fat is, yung cell membranes natin is made of fat, di ba? Di ba? Ang problema kasi yung saturated fat na demonize over time.
Okay, when we talk about saturated fats naman ngayon.
They were blamed as a cause of heart disease, right? That started
Yeah.
with Dr. Ansel Keys.
Yeah.
Binasa ko yung history niyan and I found so many loopholes sa theory niya.
About sa saturated fat.
About saturated. It's never been demonstrated that saturated fat is actually harmful to our health.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a marketing ploy to sell more carbohydrates, more cereals, more pasta.
Oh, sure.
We were scammed
Yeah.
because they changed the dietary guidelines in 1977 under Senator McGovern. US
Totoo.
dietary guidelines 1977. It was enforced starting in 1980, di ba?
Yeah.
Now, Senator McGovern was retiring at that time. He wants to be remembered for something before he retires. He was working with a panel of experts, nutritional experts. Everybody was telling him there's no evidence that saturated fat is harmful to us.
Okay.
But he said, we cannot wait for evidence. We have to tell all Americans to be on a low-fat diet.
Oh.
And ano nangyari? After that, the calories from protein and fat, we were substituting it with calories from carbohydrates. From bread, from pasta, from noodles. Look at where it got us. Puro chronic disease.
That's
10 or 20
true.
years after they changed the dietary guidelines.
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
And until now, yung narrative na yon, they're continuing to push on the public.
Which is sad, no, Doc?
Yeah, because a lot of these nutritional experts are actually getting money from food corporations.
It's all business.
It's all business. If you look at the most recent revision of the US dietary guidelines in
yeah.
2020, there were 20 experts there, nutritional experts. Only one is not connected to a food corporation. So conflict of interest na kagad yun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were actually protecting their own interests kasi they were on the payroll of food corporations. So of course, they would tell us that it's okay to eat spaghetti or cereals,
Oo. Kasi,
Cereals is one of the worst things that people can eat.
alam mo, Doc, yun nga, iniiwasan ko na din yan. Simula nung mention mo nga. Yeah.
Especially sa mga lalaki.
Okay.
Because they were designed by Dr. Kellogg's, who's a devout Seventh-day Adventist,
Okay.
to make men less sinful. You know the connection?
Oh.
Kasi when you eat cereals, your testosterone levels, your male hormone will go down.
That's,
When your testosterone levels are low, then you tend to be less ambitious and less assertive, less manly, and more likely to commit sin, according to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And Dr. Kellogg's was already serving in the household of the church leaders when he was a little boy, right? So he was really brainwashed by the ideology. At the same time, there was a woman, I forgot her name. I think her name was Mary. She later on established a school of dietetics, nutrition sa US, di ba? So naging highly influential siya. At that time, she was telling this little boy, I'm receiving messages from God that eating animal meats make men sinful. So Dr. Kellogg's designed the
Yung
cereals to actually, make men nicer.
Pero hindi totoo.
So cereals is just a bowl of sugar essentially when you eat it, right? Yeah. There's nothing.
Any form of cereal, Doc? Kahit yung...
Yeah.
Okay. Sad.
It's actually, kung minsan mahirap ma-break yung addiction kasi it reminds us of, it's nostalgia at the same time, diba?
Yeah.
It reminds us when we were little kids eating cereals in the morning. It reminds us of the good times, right?
I think mindset din yun.
Oh, mindset. Oo.
Yeah, kasi once na inalis mo na talaga siya and sabi mo nga, di ba, how you protect talaga yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because at some point, it becomes hardwired into your brain to avoid those things. It's not worth it kasi.
That's true.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're risking kasi yung buong buhay mo din sa kinakain.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, kasi I've been doing this for 8 years now, being on a low-carb diet. So when I go to a party, I don't get tempted anymore. So I can, taste a cake, for example, just a sliver of it, just to be polite to the host, right?
Yeah.
And then I stop, right? Before I would eat the whole thing. And then I would go for another serving,
Yeah, hanggang naalis mo na siya na hindi
Wala
ka
na.
Yeah.
Kahit yung rice, di ba? Kuminsan nga, hindi ko na pinapansin. Eh.
Yeah.
Kuminsan, titikim lang ako 1 tablespoon, tapos na. Oo. Kasi my brain doesn't enjoy that anymore. Eh.
Yeah.
It doesn't cause my dopamine to rise. Yun naman ang ano natin eh. It's all
Drive
based on
natin.
chemistry eh.
Okay.
That's why we have these desires to eat something. Or we have desire to do something like gambling, for example. Because we're always trying to make our brain happy. We want to increase the dopamine levels in our brain. It's a dopamine hit every time.
But how to avoid that, Doc?
Training.
Okay.
Yeah, brain training.
Ang galing.
So what I do is, if you go to if you visit me sa bahay,
Yeah.
you find the most boring pantry. Kasi wala kang makikita mga chichirya. Wala. Except for chicharon. Yun lang.
Okay.
Oo. Chicharon that was fried in its own fat.
O hindi yung deep fried.
Hindi yung dinip-fried sa canola oil or sa peanut oil or soybean oil. Yung mga ganun.
Oo.
Kasi mas maganda pang i-fry mo yung isang bagay sa saturated fat kasi mas stable yun eh.
Yeah.
Hindi siya nag-oxidize pag sinadjak mo sa heat. Yung mga canola oil, oxidized na yan pag binili mo sa supermarket, tapos i-heat mo pa. Tapos superheated pa, deep fried, di ba?
Yeah.
So, nag-turn na yung fatty acids into aldehyde. Aldehyde is a non-carcinogenic. At the same time, the researchers have been able to isolate the old person smell
Yeah, you mentioned that.
from seed oils. Kasi it converts to nonenol. Nonenol is an aldehyde that smells musty.
Grabe.
Yeah.
Kaya naaamoy mo yun sa mga...
Kaya naamoy ko sa mga pasyente kasi puro walang ginawa. Canola oil, peanut oil, soybean oil.
So yun yung mga iwasan nyo, guys. Yeah.
Iwasan yun kasi you have to remember nag-incorporate yung skin natin, di ba?
Okay.
Yung mga fatty acids ng seed oils kasi they're triglycerides, like it's attached to a glycerol backbone tapos fatty acids.
Yeah.
Diba? Very unstable yung fatty acids na naka-attach to the glycerol backbone na yan. They're very prone to oxidation. Pag nag-incorporate sa skin cells mo, tinamaan ng araw, mag-sunburn ka, okay, mag-hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
Pansin mo, yung mga Asians, may mga hyperpigmentation dito.
Yeah.
Ang
Dahil
theory
dun
ko
sa
dyan
oil.
is yung seed oils nag-incorporate sa skin nila, tapos tinamaan ng heat.
Naprito na dyan.
Oo. So nag-oxidize
Tosta na.
yun. Oh. So nag-cause ng inflammation doon.
Yeah.
And then we should be careful about our skin because we're more prone to inflammation compared sa mga puti.
Grabe.
Oo. So lahat yan connected.
So ano masasabi mo, Doc, about sa lard consumption? Mas okay ba yun?
Actually, mas okay yung ginagamit ng mga ninuno natin eh.
Okay.
Before napalitan ng mga seed oils. Seed oils never existed in nature before the 1920s.
Okay.
They're all man-made, right? Because they were trying to find a replacement for whale oil to be used for industrial machines.
Okay.
Kasi at that time, naging expensive na yung whale oil sa global market kasi kumukonti ng mga whales sa buong mundo, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi they've been hunting, di ba? Hunting and hunting. So, they stumbled upon cotton seed oil. Ginawa nilang oil yun for industrial machines. And then Procter & Gamble came into a picture. They have this idea, it's so cheap to manufacture this, we can actually use this as cooking oil.
Yung canon lang.
Yeah, by 1948, they were paying off American Heart Association $1.7 million to promote it as being heart healthy when there's actually no evidence that it's actually healthy for our heart. Tapos doon na rin lumabas yung margarine, di ba? Margarine is a toxic substance. Nobody should be eating that. Because they made from seed oils, and during the heating process, some of the seed oils they convert to trans fat.
Grabe.
Trans fat has been shown to cause heart disease, right?
Yeah.
So margarine should never be. Dapat iba na yan eh sa mga supermarkets. But unfortunately, binibenta pa rin.
corporation,
Kasi
no?
malaking profit yan eh.
Yeah.
Yung mga basil na yan, di ba?
Then kung hindi ka aware, hindi ka
Yeah,
educated
yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
you're still gonna eat it and put it in your
Yeah,
body.
but if you look at a very
so
good
sad.
head-to-head comparison between seed oils and saturated oils, yung mga lard, yung mga beef butter na yan,
Yeah.
way back in 1973, I think, the study was finished. It was done on mental health patients, right? Because they were institutionalized so they can control their diet, right? Hindi nila pinublish yung study na to, tinago nila from public view.
Grabe.
Because you know why? In that study, you would find that people who were consuming seed oils were dying more from heart attacks, although they have a lower cholesterol. Hindi nila pinublish to until 2009.
Pero they're still there in the market, di ba?
Oo, oo. Kasi ang lakas, yung brainwashing ng mga institutions natin, ang lakas. Yung Harvard is still publishing studies that cereals are healthier for us when it's not.
Grabe.
Oh, you have to learn how to read between the lines pag ikaw yung doctor. Kasi I don't believe in those guidelines kasi I question everything.
Yan, no. Well, thank you for alam mo yun, ikaw yung naging liwanag sa magulong mundo. Kasi honestly talaga, it's so hard kasi nga to educate people.
Kasi ang daming mga wrong, conflicting information din kasi. Hindi mo
That's
masisi.
agree, yeah. I agree with you. That's true, yeah.
Marketing, punta ka ng supermarket, yung whole wheat bread, nakalaga whole wheat bread. Wala, hindi naman whole
Hindi na
wheat
whole
bread.
wheat yun.
Tinanggal nila yung fiber, kaya ang lambot-lambot, di ba?
Oh.
Tapos yung germ, kung saan yung vitamins and minerals, tinanggal din nila. Kasi pag iniwan nila yung germ doon sa bread, mapapanis kagad yung bread.
Grabe.
So nawala na ng nutrition, di ba? So,
Yeah.
kaya at some point, inutos ng FDA na ibalik yung vitamins and minerals sa bread. So nilagyan nila ng mga artificial vitamins made from petroleum. Yung the cheapest form of vitamins. Na hindi probably active pagdating sa atin. Hindi din natin ma-absorb yun.
Grabe.
Kasi it doesn't come in a natural form now.
Oh.
So most commercial breads are actually very low quality.
Ano na yung form of Doc, na like, alam niyo yun, yung rice, ina-avoid nyo din siya. Pero it's good din.
Pwede
form
naman,
of energy, di ba?
I'm not saying that people should avoid rice complete, but you should know when to eat it.
Okay.
Huwag mo na kakainin yung rice sa gabi kasi matutulog ka na. Okay, manonood ka na ng
Hindi mo na
TV.
mababurn,
Hindi mo
no?
na maburn yun.
Okay.
The only people who can eat starches all throughout the day are athletes because they're practicing, they're burning it all the time. Hindi naman tayo athletes, di ba? Kahit yung mga athletes na yan, if they retire, if they carry on a high-carb diet, magkakasakit rin sila katulad sa atin.
Okay.
Kasi may nakita akong powerlifter sa clinic ko. Kala nila healthy siya. Pero ang dami niyang mga neurosis. Yung ang daming anxiety. Sabi ko, siguro ang taas ng insulin mo. Oh, I'm eating healthy daw. Yung mga ganun. Mineasure ko yung insulin, ang taas, 279. Ang healthy insulin levels, less than 40.
Grabe.
Yun yung cause ng neurosis niya. Kaya ang dami niya mga complaint mo kung ano-ano.
Pero anong
Na puro dito.
Pero
Puro
bakit
mental
sinasabi niyang healthy o kumakain siya ng healthy?
Puro carbs pala.
Oh.
Feeling niya yung whole wheat bread is whole wheat.
Alam mo ako din. Kasi, Doc, sinadjust sa akin yung dietitian dito.
Diba?
Nung
kaya hindi
nagka-gestational ako.
Hindi ako
Whole wheat
napapadala
kainin
ng
mo.
pasyente sa dietitian. Hindi. Kasi iba yung education nila.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't question things kasi.
Okay. Kung ano lang yung
Kung ano lang
natutunan
tinuro
din
sa
nila.
kanila, yun din.
Yeah. Kasi the more you question about it talaga, the more you learn and then makikita mo yung mga loopholes talaga underneath.
Kaya I don't talk to drug refs. I haven't talked to drug refs for 20 years now. Right?
Gusto ko lang nilang bentahan ng something na hindi naman makabubuti sa'yo.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah, it's all chemical.
I would like to use my brain the way I want to use it, right?
Yeah,
Why would I believe in their studies when it's all sponsored by the drug companies, right?
that's true.
I know how this system works because I used to do clinical trials for drug companies before. And I found out how corrupt the industry is. So 6 months lang ako doon. Sabi ko, ayoko na.
Oh.
I cannot change the numbers just because my boss wants me to change the numbers. To be...
So sad.
Di ba?
And
I had a
hindi
good
alam
life kasi they would pay for all my travels. Di ba?
Yeah,
And I would meet doctors from all over the world. Sometimes 300 doctors from everywhere. They would be flown by the drug company in one city, you know. Can you imagine how powerful these people are?
Yeah.
You can, they can actually control your soul.
That's true.
Yeah.
And hindi alam ng lahat ng tao yan, Doc.
Yeah, so the drug companies are not our friends,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
In most cases nga, hindi na ako nagpe-prescribe eh. Tanggal ako ng tanggal ng gamot.
Yeah.
O kaya I would add some supplement here and there. Or I would just, don't eat this, don't eat that. Eat this, eat that, Ganun na yung approach ko kasi I find it more satisfying when people actually truly become healthy.
Yeah.
Diba?
Ang galing.
Pati yung mental health nila nag-i-improve dahil sa
Mga kinakain.
maayos na yung mga kinakain.
Yeah.
Ang dami kaya may mental health dito.
Tingin mo, Doc, sa ngayon, with the technology, nag-a-add pa ba yun na merit din for, yung pagiging unhealthy natin in the future?
No. No, what do you mean? Kasi it's actually, ang daming labor hours na lost, di ba? Kasi absenteeism, you know.
Okay.
Ang daming kapasyente ko ng mga nararamdaman, babata pa, lagi nagko-call in sick, May mga brain fog, may mga chronic fatigue. Ang babata pa ng mga to.
Okay.
Aayusin mo yung diet nila para mag-function yung physiology na mas maganda. Kasi we have a very smart body, but if we abuse it,
Yeah.
at some point, it will lose its adaptation to all
Yeah.
these stresses that we're subjecting it to, and it will start breaking down.
Well, I agree with that. Sabi nga nila, machine ang ating body, and if you hindi mo siya tinake care.
Our body has a way of
magko-collapse.
regulating itself.
Yeah.
It's very smart, but we have to let it do its job, Pero if you're putting, like in a car, it should run on premium. Why should you be putting diesel in it, right?
Yeah.
Parang ganun tayo eh. If we're running on premium, we should be putting premium gas,
Yeah.
not diesel, di ba?
Okay.
Oo.
So, Doc, any advice sa ating mga viewers on how to take good care yung sarili nila?
Common sense lang naman yun eh, about taking care of ourselves, di ba?
Yeah.
First of all, yung diet,
Okay.
Less sugar, less starch as we get older, more protein. Fiber, of course, to feed our microbiome. Fermented foods, if you can find a way to introduce fermented foods, is actually good for our health because it reduces inflammation too.
Okay.
Fermented foods, right? It will actually, because our gut microbiome produces a lot of beneficial chemicals that help us. It produces dopamine, serotonin. Most of the serotonin is actually not in the brain, it's actually in the gut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Serotonin, happy hormones yun, no?
Yeah, it's one of the happy hormones. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people develop mental health because they don't have a good gut microbiome to produce these chemicals for them.
Okay.
Kasi maya nag-antibiotic kahit wala namang rason para mag-antibiotic. Kinulit yung family doctor na bigyan sila ng antibiotic. Yung family doctor walang time makipag-argue. So magpe-prescribe na lang para
Umalis na.
Para umalis na yung pasyente. Ang kukulit ng ibang pasyente dito eh.
Yeah.
Oo. Nag-advise ka na hindi mo kailangan antibiotic, ayaw pa rin. Gusto nila mag-antibiotic.
Sila yung masunod, no?
Yan, yung of course, sleep is very important,
Okay.
right?
Sa adult sleep, ano yung ilang oras ka dapat nag-sleep?
Probably 7 hours. So if you look at the population as a bell curve, most of them will stand will need at least 6 to 8 hours of
Okay,
sleep, right?
6 to 8.
There'll be
yeah.
outliers na they would need 9 or 10 hours on the one end of the spectrum, and the other end of the spectrum they can survive on less than 6 hours.
Okay.
But most of us would fall 6 to 8 hours, And it should be good quality sleep.
Walang interruption or anything. Ano
Yeah.
yung marirecommend mo para magkaroon tayo ng good quality sleep? Yung i-avoid nila na nandoon sa room nila?
Oo.
Ano yung mga marirecommend mo doon?
So ang solution dun is hindi yung mga medication.
Okay.
Di ba? Hindi yung sedative. You look at your habits around your sleep.
Okay.
Di ba? Kasi yung iba, wala na ginawa ko naman ng TV hanggang matutulog na sila. Eh di siyempre na-activate na yung brain mo, kakanood. Tapos kuminsan mga very violent pa yung mga pinapanood, mga slash
Gising
mo.
ka na.
O kaya mga true crime.
Yeah. Mas lalo ko nagising, hindi ka na nakatulog.
Di ba? Tapos yung blue light, di ba? Very powerful yun. Yung melatonin natin, bumabagsak pag na-expose tayo sa blue light. Diba?
Okay.
So actually, in the evening time, we should assist our body to get used to the dark. So dapat na pinapatay mo na yung mga overhead lights. Puro mga side lights na lang. Yung mga ganyan. Puro ganyan na lang.
Okay.
Oo. Tapos, yung mga blinds dapat pag mga 6 p.m., i-close mo na siya because you want to assist your brain into producing more melatonin. Tapos, you don't eat within 3 hours before bedtime.
Okay.
If you eat very starchy foods, halimbawa, before bed, ang mangyayari, yung sugar mo, your blood sugar will rise while you're sleeping, and your heart rate will go up, your body temperature will go up, and you're more likely to wake up in the middle of the night without. Right?
Okay.
Tapos, kuminsan kasi, yung ibang tao, very stressed, hindi na nire-resolve yung problem. Kuminsan nagpo-procrastinate, hindi nila ginagawa yung taxes nila, procrastinate. It's actually that stress, di ba? So most likely, yung mga taong to, yung cortisol levels nila umaakyat in the middle of the night, nagigising sila prematurely.
So yun yung mga kailangang i-avoid.
Oo. So if you want to take care of something that's stressing your brain, you take care of it. Di ba? yung mga most difficult, yung most unpleasant task, gawin mo na.
Yeah.
Para hindi nag-accumulate as stress. Di ba?
Ano pa, Doc?
For sleep,
Yung sinabi niyo kanina, yung phone din.
yung mga anything that emits electromagnetic waves, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that interferes with our brain. Eh.
Okay, Doc.
Tapos the room has to be totally dark. It has to be totally black.
Yeah.
You know? So if there's slivers of light na penetrating, kasi kuminsan yung mga bahay natin, yung master's bedroom, malapit sa street post, di ba? Sa street lamp, di ba?
Yeah.
Nagpa-penetrate yung ano. So you wear what do you call that? A sleeping mask.
Oh, yeah.
A sleep mask.
Yeah.
O tapos you make the bedroom cooler, you know?
Para mas relax ka.
Para mas relax. Or you paint the wall a darker color, yung bedroom.
Yeah.
Di ba? Something that's soothing, you know?
Ganun pala, kaya yung iba pala, yung master bedroom nila dark.
Dark, oo.
Para sabi mo nga ma-release yung melatonin. Di ba?
Kasi we have to assist the brain in releasing melatonin.
Ang galing. Ang dami kong natutunan kayo.
Oo.
Okay, yung sa sleep din. And then ano pa yung next?
Of course, having good relations with your neighbors, socialize, you know, socialize.
Okay.
You know, very important yun. Kasi we're supposed to be a communal beings, right?
Yung sa gatherings.
Yeah. We're not supposed to be isolated like here in North America. A lot of people are isolated, right, from each other. You know?
Oh,
Most of the time, they don't even know their neighbors, di ba?
totoo. Ayaw nang lumabas din dahil malamig yung weather.
Ayaw lumabas, puro lang ng work, bahay.
Okay, so socialize.
Pag nakita ko yung neighbor ko, kaway-kaway na lang ako. Pero
Sad
I
na
invited them several times to come to the house for dinner. Wala. Lagi na lang may excuse na gano'n. Hindi maganda yun eh.
Okay.
Tapos notice ko pa dito, habang tumatanda, lalo nagiging isolated. So I don't believe in that concept that older people should live in a senior residence home. They should be
Mas
mixed with the
malulungkot
younger
sila, no?
population. Kasi
Yeah.
when you're friends with a younger person, it actually revitalizes you.
That's nice.
Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi yung iba sa McDonald's, diba, may mga meeting sila kung minsan matatanda. Ano pag-uusapan nila? Kung sino namatay. Diba?
Mas stress ka, mas
Diba?
madidepress ka.
Kung sino yung nasa ospital, kung sino na stroke, kung sino na heart attack.
Yeah,
So if
mas
you actually
kakabahan ka.
If you have like, you know, a variety of friends, iba-ibang age group, di ba? Meron kang friends na 20 years younger than you.
Ay, gusto ko na ng ganyan. Maghahanap na ako ng friends na mga
they
bata-bata.
revitalize you, di ba?
I agree. And then matututo ka pa sa kanila with their generation as well.
Oo.
Ang saya.
Yeah, and then we should stay curious all the time. We should, welcome any opportunity for new learnings, you know.
Okay, Doc. And then after nun, yung diet.
Exercise din.
Exercise.
Not to the point na nag-over-exercise kasi stressful na din yun at some point.
Yeah. Normal exercise, ilan per week. Kasi
Like,
in-stress ko yung sarili ko ng 7 a day. 7 a
So
week.
ang recommendation is 150 minutes of exercise, moderate intensity. So that means equivalent to brisk walking, you know, non-stop, right?
Okay.
So 150 minutes, so divided by 3 or 4, di ba?
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you also have to do weight training
Yeah.
at least twice a week.
At least twice a week yung weight
Oo.
training.
You know why? Okay, because iba yung effect niya sa brain eh. If you do aerobic exercise like brisk walking or, you know, cycling for example, you send blood flow to the hippocampus, which is the seat of short-term memory.
Okay.
So people who do aerobic exercise regularly, they have a bigger hippocampus. So hindi sila magiging makakalimutin pag tumanda sila, di ba?
Nice.
Yung yung weight training, ang primary effect niyan is increased blood flow to the frontal lobe.
Okay.
Which actually makes us smart, right? Because this is seat of judgment, insight, planning, executive function. You know? This allows us to do, you know, complex tasks. Like
Ang
buying.
galing.
Yeah. So,
Kaya pala yung iba nag-weight, nagle-lift.
important yung dalawa. Actually, magiging important yung weight training habang tumatanda tayo because we're losing muscle mass.
I agree.
We're losing bones naturally as we get older.
Mas nagiging weak sila, Doc.
Mas nagiging weak. Kaya, di ba, there's an epidemic of frailty ngayon, di ba? Yung mga pasyente ko lagi nahuhulog, tapos nabalian ng hips, di ba?
Yeah. Kasi may nakita ako sa social media, she's 65 years old and then skating pa siya. Naggrabe, para siyang
Oo.
nasa 20 years old,
Yes.
guys.
Kaya kung titignan mo yung
Grabe.
mga tao, yung matatanda sa blue zones, blue zones are areas of the world where people live longest and vital, right?
Yeah.
It's not primarily the diet, that's because iba-iba yung diet nila eh. Yung ano talaga eh, yung movement.
Yeah.
Yung iba nag-horseback riding pa, nasa 90s na nag-horseback riding.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And they usually live in small hilly communities, so palakad-lakad sila, up and down, up and down.
Grabe. So, ang importante yan ng movement. And then, yun nga, under siya ng exercise, doc. And then, ano yung pinaka-last pa naman marirecommend mo? Last one na.
Having a good disposition overall, meaning don't dwell on negative thoughts.
Okay.
Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi some people are just living, there's a lot of miserable people. You know why? It's because they're either living in the past or they're living in the future. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, so if you're living in the past, you're actually holding on to some past trauma. O kaya nung nabully ka nung high school, di ba? Parang ganun. They're stuck in that, di ba?
Yeah.
And that will actually never allow your prefrontal cortex to mature.
Oh, so nandun
That's
ka
the
na lang.
mature
Okay.
part of our brain, yung prefrontal cortex, so we can make good decisions about our lives, right? Yung iba naman, they have I should be this, I should be that. They're living in that. Eh, hindi na nga. You didn't become an actor or a successful artist, hindi na nga. You know? So you have to live in the present. You make life, wherever you are, you make life for yourself, di ba?
I agree. And you enjoy in that moment talaga.
Yeah, and you surround yourself with good people, Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Doc. Yeah, I appreciate your time. And so, yun na nga, guys. Ang dami nating learnings today from Dr. Alvin. And you can also follow him sa anong socials, Doc. You mentioned them.
Wala akong social.
So,
Actually, mga patients ko, they were saying that you should actually have a YouTube channel because you know a lot of things. And,
yeah.
but I told them, no, I'm camera shy,
Well, but thank you dahil nag-yes kayo dito sa show. Kasi nga, guys, yun din yung isa kong gustong maano ng ibang tao din. Kasi nga, nung una, na-curious ako, bakit kaya pinapatanggal ni doctor yung sugar? And then, na-curious din ako, nag-research ako kung may mabuti ba talagang madudulot yun sa katawan mo, which is wala talaga.
Wala
And then
talaga.
from that, dun na nag-spark yung ano pang magagawa ko para sa sarili ko to make it better.
Exactly. So, because actually once you pursue that rabbit hole, tuloy-tuloy na yan eh.
Yeah.
Diba? Because I started with the sugar. And then afterwards, I went, oh, maybe the grains too are partly to blame.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually, when people come to me, I remove a lot of things. Especially kung daming problema. Tapos karamihan sa lalo mga ibang pasyente ko, ang daming mga digestive problems. Diba?
Yeah.
Pinapatanggal ko yung gluten, yung mga wheat, barley, rye.
Yeah.
Kasi gluten is inflammatory to some people.
Yung
Dairy
probiotic,
din,
dairy. Wait, Doc, yung ano nang kinakain natin na ako na nagpa-consult kay Doc? Yung white siya eh, nakalimutan ko. Tingnan yung kapatid ko kasi nagpe-prepare. But I think it's dairy too. Just have to look without.
Ang problema sa dairy dito is A1 casein, iba yung subtype, di ba? Kasi Holstein cows ginagamit dito. That's more inflammatory to humans.
Okay.
If you're gonna consume dairy, maybe look for an A2 dairy.
A2, may nakalagay doon sa...
Sa box. O kaya,
A2.
pag hindi nakalagay sa box, nakalagay dyan Jersey cows, from Jersey cows.
Jersey cows.
Yeah, yung sheep and goat milk and buffalo milk, automatically A2 yan.
Oh.
Now, human breast milk is A2 casein. That's why it's less inflammatory to us kasi it's closer to our genetics, di ba?
Yeah. Pero wala namang for sale na, no? Yung
Na
gatas
human
na
breast
yun.
milk. Meron siguro sa black market.
Yeah.
Kasi I'm sure mahal yun.
Yeah. Kasi
Pero
healthier yun na option
yung A2
eh.
milk sa Jersey cows yun, yung mga brown cows.
Okay
Oo,
daw.
tapos
Yeah, Jersey.
sheep, goat, buffalo, they're A2 milk. So they're actually better for our digestion.
Okay daw, yeah.
And then, I always tell people, don't use yung mga skimmed milk na yan.
Oh, pati ba yung almond milk, yung mga yan?
Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano mga sugars nilalagay nila dyan eh. Di ba? Usually, they substitute the fat. Kasi low fat yan, di ba? Yung mga yan. They substitute with undigestible, short sugar, short saccharide, which can actually give digestive issues to some people.
Ay,
Yung
nasad
mga
naman
bloating,
ako.
mga cramp. Ang dami kong pasyente ganyan.
Yeah.
Wala nang na-tolerate na kasi sira na yung gut microbiome nila eh.
And you mentioned to fix it talaga yung mga may probiotic na.
Dapat kumakain. Ang problema naman pag titake ka ng probiotics, you don't know which is a good brand, di ba? Kasi yung production ng probiotic supplements is not well standardized.
Ay,
Anybody can actually come up with a supplement and market it, right? Because FDA would not require you to study it rigorously.
grabe.
Yeah.
So, maging careful din kung ano talaga yung tinitake nyo ng mga gamot-gamot dyan.
Yung mga supplements, di ba? So I would rather introduce it through a natural way, yung fermented foods.
Yung mention nyo kanina.
Oo.
Yeah. Ang galing. So, wala talaga kayong socials, Doc, na guys, baka mamaya magpa-consult kayo kay Doc online, ha?
Actually, I'm going to 4 clinics. I see I do internal medicine there, geriatrics. I do a little bit of functional medicine, although I haven't established a functional medicine clinic, right? So I have 4 clinics: advanced cardiology, peak medical, and then there's a clinic in Airdrie that I go, every second Friday. And then I have a lifestyle medicine called Lifestyle RX, where we actually help you reverse chronic disease.
Yeah, saan sa Airdrie yun, Doc? Yung sinasabi nyo?
Sa Bantari yun.
Bantari.
Actually, I should not be going there anymore, but I like the family doctors that I work with there.
Yeah.
So we're like a small family.
Oh, that's nice.
So hindi ko, I have a deep sense of loyalty kapag nagustuhan ko isang tao.
That's nice.
Although it doesn't work in my favor, kasi gusto ko yung katrabaho ko doon, I still go there. Kahit twice a month na lang.
Okay, Doc. And then, paano nila kayo kunyari na referral, ganyan?
Yung family doctors dapat i-refer sa akin.
Paano nga, Doc Alvin na lang, ganun?
Oo, so mention lang yung name ko,
Okay.
Dr. Villanueva. Kasi yung
Dr.
mga
Alvin Villanueva.
marami akong referrals from family doc. Minsan nga, ako na yung umaayaw eh.
Okay.
Kasi ang dami yung referrals eh.
Baka mamaya, Doc, andun na din yung pangalan ko.
Kasi matitinan ko, ang daming mga chronic symptoms na hindi ma-solve ng ibang specialist.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes kasi it's just so good to be knowledgeable with something that you don't know. And alam niyo yun, magtanong sa kung sino yung expert talaga. Because they can help you, alam niyo yun, ma-shortcut man lang yung time na ma-waste nyo kare-research dyan tapos hindi pa tama yung nare-research.
Kasi kuminsan yung mga titinan ko, halimbawa chronic diarrhea, ang tagal-tagal ng chronic diarrhea,
Yeah.
kung saan na nagpatingin, hindi pa nila ma-determine ko cause ng chronic diarrhea. Sabihin ko lang, tanggalin mo lahat ng processed food, mawala yan. Nawawala nga.
Processed food. Bye-bye processed food.
Yun ang principle ko eh. Kasi usually very simple yung reason dyan eh.
Yeah.
Ang problema sa conventional medicine is they don't think about food as a source of disease.
Oh.
Yun ang lagi
does.
nating inintroduce sa katawan natin. Bakit hindi pwedeng yun? Di ba?
Yeah.
So after 4 weeks, yung taong to, dumalik sa akin, wala daw siyang diarrhea. Sinunod mo yung sinabi ko sa iyo. Hindi na wala yung diarrhea niya. Napatingin pa sa GI before eh.
Oh.
Sinundot-sundot pa siya ng colonoscopy, wala namang nakita.
Diet lang pala yung
Diet lang pala. Yung isang pasyente ko, anxiety naman, yung lagi nagfe-faint, nagsisincope, ang bata pa, 18 years old, lagi hinihimatay dahil sa pag nag-panic attack. Di ba?
Yeah, Doc.
Oo. Sabi ko, tanggalin mo yung gluten. Kasi ang hilig kumain ng bread eh.
Oh.
Oo. O nawala yung anxiety niya, hindi na siya naging nahihimatay. Sabi ko, a lot of these things are very simple causes.
Grabe. Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for your time and thank you for educating us. Ang dami ko ding natutunan, guys. So, walang social si Doctor, but yeah, you can get a referral sa inyong family doctor if you wanna see him. Just tell your family doctor, sabihin yun, Alvin. Yeah, and then gusto niyo yung makita si Dr. Alvin Villanueva, right?
Yeah.
But make sure, guys, may issue kayo, hindi yung
I would always tell them, if you're gonna see me, then I will make you work for your health.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for coming dito sa podcast natin.
Oo. Ay, may aesthetics din pala ako, di ba?
Oh, yeah. Doc, mention nyo yan.
So, yung aesthetic practice ko, it's not a big part of my practice kasi parang ano kaya, hobby ko siya eh. So it actually is a way to distress myself
Yeah.
from having to hear problems every day, you know. So I practice aesthetics. There's a friend ko, Eden.
Hi, Ate Eden. Eden Spa.
and Skin
Dito
Clinic.
sa Northeast lang,
I'm
guys.
usually there Saturdays. I'm hoping that I can establish my own clinic so I can actually be there more, you know, eventually.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
congratulations, Doc. In advance na yan.